the game, no more shame.
Yeah. Riders for life. They play with your heart like it was just a game. Toxic words dripping with all that heavy shame. Manipulative ways that never could be tamed. Hurting you as a target, yeah, that's where they aim. Disrespect comes from every single pore. So intentions were rotten straight to the core. They knew the pain they had in store, yet they still left you wanting for more.
The actions were calculated and cold, leaving scars that never grow old. In their web of lies you were sold.
A story that's never been told.
I'm enduring and learning, yeah, that is the key. I'm becoming unshakable, as tough as can be. Riders for life, we won't let pain tear us down. It's here to build us up, make us strong and sound. Every struggle face head on until the rising sun. Riders for life, yeah, the battle is won. Unwavering light, yeah, the light that shines through the night.
They saw your vulnerability, they saw it so clear. Exploiting every moment without a single tear. Knowing the end result was gonna be fear. Waiting till you're broken, then they disappear. Extortion was the weapon they used to break your soul. Trying to take the pieces and maintain the control. But they didn't know the fire that was deep inside the hole. Now you're taking back the power and you're taking back the hope.
I was caught in the web, I was lost in the light, waiting for a reason just to say goodbye. But the truth is a mirror, and the truth is the way.
I'm waking up to a brand new day. Now look at the stature, look at the way that we stand. Walking out the trap with a steady hand. No longer a victim, we're masters of every wound. The frequency's changing, we're perfectly in tune. From the ashes we rose, now we're walking on the heat. Riders for life, we never admit defeat. The transformation is finished, the vision is clear. We conquered the struggle, and we conquered the fear.
Can you see the truth?
Yahweh was originally a lesser god in the Abrahamic religion, so he was originally a heavy.
Shining through the night.
Yeah. We hold the pen, we're writers for life. We write the matrix and step in the light. Yeah. Look, social media gonna be the death of many. Painful price for life, not worth a penny. Took me a minute to realize the truth inside the lies. What I see on here is just a bigger illusion in disguise. The one we face in real life, when we open up our eyes. Break the illusion, we tearing down the screen. Tonight, step out the shadows, we stepping into blinding light. No digital chains, gonna hold down how we fight. Yeah, we stand tall, we step into the light. Watch how you talk when you look at the paradigm. When I look around, it feels as if the ground is shifting fast. But every time I wake up, the reality doesn't last. It's a different dimension, waking up into a maze. Same world, different time, trapped inside the digital craze. Stuck in the middle of a maze that's spinning out of bounds. And am I living in the past, present, future, all at once? While these clones on the screen keep on acting for the front. Would that mean I astro projected out into the dark, leaving my body behind just to try and find a spark? Maybe I'm out of my mind, drifting way past the line, straight out of North Philly, where the weak don't survive. You typing on the phone just to feel like you alive. Broke in the spirit, and you broke in the bank. Trying to talk heavy to a literal tank. You a straight corner phantom, you a digital ghost, crying in your bedroom while you doing the most. I'm from the pavement, the bricks and the block. You get your feelings hurt the minute that I talk. A certified clown with a verified name, but you broke in real life and you losing the game. I would step on your neck, leave you stuck in the dirt. Go delete your account cause your feelings are hurt. So I say, fuck the haters and shout out to the real ones. The ones standing 10 toes down when the deal comes. So many people on here hiding right behind the screen, thinking they run everything, acting heavy and mean, but they just keyboard warriors talking loud for a crowd. And deflecting all of these insecurities because they fear it. They can't stand the mirror I pull in front of their spirit. Insecure creatures, you look desperate and small. I could step on you and forget you ever existed at all. No got footprint left behind when the curtains finally fall. Let me finish you off since you wanted to stage. You a rat in the trap, you a bird in a cage. I don't play with the internet, I'm from the blocks where we shut down the talkers and open the box. You a whole joke, living life for a click while I'm real in the flesh and you never pick sick. Keep my name out your mouth before you get erased. Ain't no filter on earth that can save your whole existence. I'm the nightmare you get when you step off the net, a permanent mark that you'll never forget. Go and cry to your followers, tell them you black, cause I buried your pride and I did what I said. They chasing ghosts, but we building up the foundation. Behind with the digital hallucination. The ink is dry, we writing the whole design. Stepped off the screen, we taking what is truly mine. Yeah, we stand tall, we're writers for life. And that's on everything. North Philly, baby. Hey, 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 hey.
Mom,
These are my children. These are his sisters and brothers that I raised on my own. I don't care about what y'all say about my son on the news. I don't care about the social media because I know the kind of son I raised. He was mine. And he was a good boy. He was a good boy. He graduated from high school. What mother doesn't want that? He worked. He held down a job long enough. What mother doesn't want that? He went to school to do and learn plumbing. What mother doesn't want that?
was that what he was doing now? Was
Yes.
Was he
Yes.
a plumber now?
This is what he was doing.
He was working to be.
He was working and being and going to school at the same. Yes. He wanted to get his CDLs, but the CDL people told him, you know, you have to have your license for a certain amount of time. So he wasn't able to go to school to do the CDL thing, but that's what he wanted to do the most. But in spite of that, he took up the plumbing program from another program that he was in years ago.
You started.
So they still kept in touch with him.
You started talking obviously so eloquently about your son. For those who never got the pleasure to meet him, like I didn't, and for those who see this tonight, what do you want everybody, the world, to know about your son?
It has to stop. We're losing our children. We're losing our brothers and sisters. Families are already falling apart with the family messiness. Put the guns down, please. Find a way to work your differences. I'm crying out for programs because I myself work with children. We need help. We have to help our children. It's not going to just take a village. We need a village as well as all the other programs and people out here that's working with children. We need that. We something have to give.
We celebrating 250 years in the city of Philadelphia. All I can say is I want y'all to catch the killer that's responsible for this.
I want my son just to rest.
I
just
want
want
justice for my
justice,
son,
but I
my
want
brother
him
as
to
well.
rest more than anything, regardless if we find the justice or not. I just want to get peace. That's my last, as I used to say. He was the last of the Mohicans.
Let me start off by saying, let me start off by saying I hope everyone has a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. Let's talk about it, man. It's a lot going on, man. Let me give a shout out to those of you, coming through, showing the shorty support, whether you watching me through Twitch, Facebook, or here on YouTube, all right? Big shout out to all of y'all. Big shout out to my day one supporters, my day one subscribers, and the new subscribers, all right? I mean, look, listen, let's talk about it. It's a lot going on in these streets. And, what I see here on social media, right, it is not what I see out here within these streets, right? Social media is a bigger illusion, all right, than the illusion that we see in these streets, the illusion that we have in reality. Oh, shit, we got my big sis in the building. Shout out to Angel Hatton. But listen, let's get back on track. This is an open panel. Anybody wants to come and chop it up with shorty, man. I'm gonna turn the camera off because listen, man, I got to smoke on this one. It's a wake and bake for this. All right, I ain't do my wake and bake yet. But let me turn the camera off. Once again, big shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Everybody's coming through, showing the shorty support. Whether you're on Twitch, Facebook, or here on the tube. All right, listen. My condolences go out to every parent who's ever had to bury their child, because that pain, all right? No, big sis, don't make me laugh right now. Listen, let me start over. Listen, let me get my serious face on, because then we could laugh and joke after this. But look, listen, as crazy as it sounds, y'all, look, listen, there's a lot going on. For real. And my condolences really do go out to every parent who's ever had to bury a child, all right? Because that pain, that's a pain no human should ever have to feel. And yet here we are, all right? Living in a world where parents are planning funerals instead of graduations. It's like the streets got, how can I say, colder, all right? The hearts got harder and the value of life got cheaper. And I'm tired of pretending this is normal. It's not normal. It's not okay. And it damn sure ain't something we should, just get used to. Why do y'all think losing kids has become something people treat like another headline? Because I feel as though that a father or a mother that, loses a child, I feel like that's the hardest pain ever, man. Shout out to my big sis in the chat, yo, man. Much love to Angel from Philly, yo. Well, because I know that in her city, my city, and a lot of y'all cities, it's happening. We're gonna have a hot summer. All right. Listen, it's a lot going on, a lot of shootings going on out here. And listen, if only we can get people to put the guns down, right, and pick their brains up, because half of these situations don't even require violence. They require communication, maturity, and, maybe a little therapy. But instead folks are out here, choosing bullets over conversations. And for what? Ego? Pride? A moment of anger that ruins, 10 lifetimes? Right. Like, we need better. We need better conflict resolution, not more rest in peace t-shirts. I'm tired, all right? I'm tired of making rest in peace t-shirts. I mean, I got to do it because those that come with me, they rock with me. You see where I'm coming from? But it's like every time I blink my eyes and I turn around, it's like, God damn, it's rest in peace to somebody that somebody loves. Why do you think people would rather pick up a gun than pick up a solution? Am I asking the wrong questions? Am I asking some messed up questions? Man, I'm hoping I'm not. All right. Like, my heart goes out to that Philly mom, all right, whose son got shot at a house party. A house party, I mean, listen, the house party's always been crazy, but they called it a house party, right? But I'm gonna say a party at a house, right? But it was a block party. I mean, they've been having lots of block parties too. All right, listen, why I say block party, because I think around the same time there was a block party. There've been block parties and house parties, right? And in both situations, there's been gun violence. Let me put it like that, shit, so I don't discombobulate everybody that's out there. But look, listen, we're talking about parties, right? Whether it's in a house or in a block party. All right, a party, a place where kids, should be dancing, laughing. We know some of them. We was kids, man. In these parties, some of them be sneaking off the drinks, right? They know they ain't supposed to be, they not supposed to be having them. They're not supposed to be sneaking them, all right? But they're not supposed to be dodging bullets, right? Imagine sending your child thinking they're going to, have fun, and instead you get a phone call that changes your whole life. That's not tragic. That's traumatic. Do you think parents even feel safe letting their kids go anywhere anymore? And listen, in my community, a lot of parents don't. A lot of parents hesitate to let their kids out. All right, like it's to the point where we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. All right, here in HP, where on my block, all right, I haven't, seen no teen gatherings, none of that. But you've been hearing about it in the news. You've been hearing people talk about it in different communities and stuff like that. So I was like, damn, I was shocked when it happened. Well, I shouldn't have been shocked, right? But I was shocked because it didn't happen here before, right? I just heard about it. But when I saw my whole block full of kids, full of teens, I'm sitting here like, what the hell happened? Like the ET, send a few of his alien friends down to Earth. Like, what in the world is going on? And let's talk about it, all right? We got to talk about it, because that's going to lead to this conversation with the how can I say, the teen meetups, right? And listen, we got to talk about this black on black, brown on brown, brown on black violence. All right, it's horrifying, it's heartbreaking, it's exhausting. And before anybody tries to twist my words, I'm thinking about community violence, not stereotypes. I'm talking about the pain we inflict on each other, because the system already taught us we ain't worth much. All right. And now we're proving them right. Nah, we better than that. We've been better than that. Why do you think our communities are hurting? Why do y'all think our communities are hurting each other instead of healing each other? And what kills me, is this. After everything Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and so many others before and after fought for, this is what our kids are experiencing. They marched, they bled, they died so we could have a chance, at a better life. And now, our youth are out here fighting, how can I say, battles they didn't even start. It's like we inherited trauma instead of progress. And y'all can correct me anytime, y'all wish to. All right. Once again, shout out to those. I don't know why StreamYard's not really showing me who's typing. I mean, not StreamYard. Yeah, it is StreamYard on Twitch. But shout out to those that are on Twitch, all right? Listen, man. I really think a lot of families have inherited trauma instead of progress. Like, do you think this generation even knows the weight of sacrifice? The weight of the sacrifices, that were made for them, from the parents to the grandparents to the, great grandparents to the ancestors. Like, we need to find a way to stop the violence, stop the madness, I gotta prove something mentally. Right? I said mentally, mentality. Like, baby, the only thing you need to prove is that you can live long enough to become the person you were meant to be. Being a great human being ain't corny. Being peaceful ain't weak. Being alive ain't lame. You know what's lame? Throwing your whole life away over a moment you can't take back. Why do people act like choosing peace is embarrassing? Like, And that's a shame on us. Yes, us, because we can't keep pointing fingers outward. All right. And shout out to the ones that are moving forward. Even I myself, because at one point I was doing it too. But shout out to the ones, all right, that have, let go and are trying to, become a better them. They're not in competition with nobody else but themselves. We can't keep pointing fingers outwards without looking inward. We can't scream, stop the violence, but stay silent when we see the warning signs. We can't demand change, but refuse, to change the way we raise. God and protect our kids. Community ain't just a word, right? It's a responsibility, and some of us have been, how can I say, clocked out for too long. What do you think our community needs to start, doing differently today? And yes, I do ask these prerogative questions because I'm not just talking to talk, right? I'm a leader of my community, right? I go live, I show y'all what goes on out here within these events, throughout these community meetings, all right? I don't just do reviews and reactions. I don't just come on here to talk, all right? I got boots on the ground. I don't just take care of my family. I'm not just the leader of my family. I'm also a leader of my community, working hand in hand with the leaders, of the city, with, how can I say, leaders of organizations that are trying to help kids come out, get out of these streets, all right? Stop doing the dumb shit that they're doing. And some of these kids, when they enter these programs, are happy. They're starting to change their lives. Listen, some of these kids are out here doing what people, volunteer work and getting paid for it. I'd be happy too, shit. But, a lot of people, how can I say, ain't thinking outside the box. We need more programs. So yeah, that's how I say shame on us. At the end of the day, we're losing too many babies, too many futures, too many stories that never, get to be told. And I refuse to sit here and act like it's just, the way things are. Nah. We got to fight for our kids, fight for our neighborhoods, fight for our sanity. Because if we don't, we're going to, we're going to wake up one day and realize we lost a whole generation while we were, while we were busy minding our business. What's the first step we can take, as a community to save our kids' lives? And I'm not asking y'all nothing different than what I would be asking the people within my own community or other communities. Real shit. And that's how a lot of us have found ways to go debate these politicians and make the changes within our communities. All right. Not just by, us just talking. We listen. We have conversations. We try to bring a solution to the table and actually make it work, make it happen. Because nothing's going to change unless we make it happen, unless we make it change.
Yeah, they track us from the cradle to the grave, but they can't lock down the soul. Listen close. They say that every case across the table is a done deal. Just another name, another tragic loss that none feel. But they don't see the shadows creeping in the dark, or how a single soul can completely lose its spark. You know what's crazy? The minute you bleed into existence, they catalog your essence with bureaucratic persistence. They take your fingerprints, map out your identity, locking down your profile for the rest of the century. They harvest your DNA, your blood samples from birth, ink and footprints and toe prints to calculate your worth. A complete biological sample, every piece inside your frame, filing who you are before you even get a name. We're cutting right through the static and the lies, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. We're tearing down their fortified walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls. We are the authors of the truth they try to erase, shattering the chains in this dark, twisted place. Yet when a crime is committed and the streets run cold, we're forced to buy the narratives and cold cases sold. It takes them decades just to solve a single one, leaving justice stranded underneath the forgotten sun. With all this advanced technology we hold today, why is the truth so so hard to find and easy to delay. It's time to reclaim our power, time to make a choice and build a brand new blueprint to amplify our voice. It was left behind for us to notice and retrieve. A legacy of strength that they want us to disbelieve. But only a chosen few have unlocked the secret code inside the ancestral maze where the mysteries unfold. Wake up! Wake up! They got the files, but they close their eyes. We are the answer that they can't disguise. Crash the database, break the paradigm. No more waiting on a lifetime to solve a crime. We're tearing the veil, we're exposing the grid, bringing to light everything that they hid. They got the samples, but we got the key, unlocking the force of our own destiny. Cutting right through the static in the light, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. Tearing down that fortified walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls. We are the authors of the truth they tried to erase, shattering the chains in this dark, twisted place. Unlocking the maze. Yeah, they left the code for us. We see it now. Writers for life.
Man, that's some real shit, man. They left the code for us. But listen, let me speak directly to the parents out there, especially the ones who lost a child. Listen, nobody should ever have to stand over their baby's body, all right, and hear people whispering, judging, or ridiculing, the child they raised. That pain, that's a pain that don't go away. That's a pain that sits in your chest like a brick, you can't breathe around. And when your child is gone, the last thing you need is people running their mouths like they know your story. I bleed for you, man. I hurt for you. And I stand with y'all. Like, why do people feel so comfortable judging a parent's pain when they never lived it? To the fathers out there, the real ones, the ones who, love their kids loud and showed up, who tried, who cared. Don't let nobody clown your child's name. Don't let nobody rewrite your baby's story. Your heart is broken and you're still expected to walk around like, you've made, how can I say, like you're made out of steel. But you're human. All right? You're hurting and you deserve space to grieve without the world acting like your child was just another, another statistic. Why do fathers get shamed for grieving when they feel the loss, just as deeply? And to the mothers, the warriors, the ones who carried life, nurtured life, and then had to bury life, may God comfort your heart in a way, only He can. Because people can hug you, people can pray for you, but only God can reach, that part of your soul that shattered the day, the shattered the day you got that phone call. You didn't deserve that pain. You didn't deserve that fate. And your story deserves to be honored, not picked apart. Do y'all think society truly understands a mother's grief, or do they just pretend that they do? Amen. Amen. Shout out to the big sis, Angel Hatton, man. I appreciate your support, big sis. Yo, for real, man. Like, all this is coming from the bottom of my heart. I'm not here to bash. I'm not here to bring nobody down. I'm here to bring awareness to these situations. All right? Like, certain topics I have a real passion for. This is one of them because I have a passion for the kids. Don't just think that I sit here and I speak up only when a child gets bullied. You see where I'm coming from? I speak up for, I speak up for the kids that get bullied. I speak up for the kids that get abused. I speak up for the women that get abused, the girls that get abused, the little boys that get abused. I speak up for them. I speak up for the teens that get hurt. All right. I'm with the parents out here that hurt. My heart bleeds right with yours. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I know what it feels to lose someone you care about, whether it's through gun violence, through mental health, all right, or through, oh my God, there's so many things, man, in my head right now. It's just scrambling, and I'm trying to stay, on topic without making it go to another topic. All right. I'm gonna put it like this. All right. Put the weapons down. I'm tired of saying it. But I'm even more tired of watching families fall apart because somebody couldn't control their anger for 5 minutes, 5 damn minutes, 5 damn seconds. Guns don't make you powerful. Guns don't make you, respected. Guns don't make you feared. They make you dangerous to the wrong people. And half the time, the ones dying ain't even the ones beefing. All right, innocent kids, innocent friends, innocent bystanders, all gone because somebody didn't think, all because somebody out here thinking that they are part of the mafia, thinking that they're Don Corleone, all right, thinking that they're, how can I say, assassins, but yet missing their targets. How your target's still walking and yet families are grieving lost ones. Put the weapons down. Half of you don't know what the you doing. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about these block parties, baby. I don't attend them. I haven't attended one since, I was 15. And you know why, man. A lot of people know why, man. I speak about the story, I speak about the stories of the story that happened before I was 15 with Ariana de Jesus. Then I speak about the story about, the few young bulls that, got gunned down due to mistaken identity, all due to Halloween, all due on Halloween. How can I say Halloween events? Like it's crazy as it sounds, man. I bring it all. I talk about it all. That's why you listen. The second channel, the backup channel, is Writers for Life brings it all because we want to talk about it all. All right, we got Writers for Life brings it all. Writers for Life brings it all 2.0. That one's gonna be more family events and stuff like that. Then we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that music channel. All right. So pretty soon, all I can say, listen, man. Dealing with this book. All right, it's taking a lot of my time. All right, I'm trying to publish the third one right now. I'm trying to, get everything situated for the giveaway. There's been a delay on the books and stuff. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this a different way. Since I've already self-published on Amazon, when I do the giveaways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it from Amazon, all right, to the winners of the giveaway that day. All right, and it's easier because neither the subscriber, that wins the book or the hoodies, right? The hoodies are through another third company until I get all the merchandise that I need because I'm upgrading. We definitely about to upgrade for these young bulls, all right? We upgrading for. I appreciate you too, big sis. I appreciate you. Like we upgrading for these young bulls, all right? We want them to bring out, their own brands. All right, we want them to, start bringing out their own phrases. Y'all know definitely, we're gonna give away the hoodies. We building caskets up in, we building caskets up in here. All right, hashtag rest in peace to the predators. Y'all know that I started the hashtag rest in peace, to all the predators. When was it? I started this goddamn hashtag like 8 years ago. All right, it started off on Facebook. I bought that John on YouTube. That John been popping. All right, I know I've been slacking. I've been slacking for the past 3 years. I've been slacking since I got into that accident, but I'm back. I'm on my days. I wonder if I could put the song "I'm Back." I should, but then I might get copyrighted. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. But I'm about to play that shit. Should we play that shit? Hold on, let me finish giving my commentary, yo. There's so much going on. All right, but like I was saying, man, I haven't been to a block party since I was, really like 15, and a lot of people know why. But listen, another reason is because somewhere along the years, the vibe changed. What used to be music, dancing, motorized, and kids running around turned into chaos, guns, and trauma. You can't even enjoy a DJ, set without somebody acting like they're allergic to peace. It's sad. It's sad that we can't even gather without wondering who's strapped. When did block parties stop being fun and start being dangerous? It's been a long time since somebody could throw, a party, right, in the hood and actually chill. And that's the part that breaks my heart because our communities used to be full of joy. We used to, celebrate life, not fear death. Now people show up looking over their shoulders, checking exits, scanning faces. That's not a party. That's a survival, how can I put it this? That's survival mode with music playing in the background. Do you think we'll ever get back to, a time where community even feels safe again? Like, where the community even feels safe again? Like, And the crazy part is we all know the problem. Like we all see the problem, but too many people stay quiet because they don't want, to be labeled, how can I say, as doing too much or being dramatic. Baby, if speaking up saves our life, then call me dramatic every day of the week. I'd rather be loud and alive than silent and grieving. All right. And that's not no lie. Man, I gotta play my song. I'm gonna play my song. Fuck all this, man. I'm gonna delete it. Hopefully, I got enough chance to delete it and I don't get a strike and I get on YouTube jail for a whole nother week. But I'm gonna play my song, all right? And shout out to Dej Love. I'm gonna play my song. Fuck all this. I gotta play my song. I just want to hear it right now before I can, finish giving my commentary. I gotta play it. I can't play the video, so don't play with me, YouTube. Stop playing with me, all right?
I'm back. I'm back. I know you miss my vibes. Devil was out to get me. I know God taking his time. I'm back. Racing to the money. I'm back. I need blue face honey's. I'm back. Tell them running high. You say you the one, but I'm the one they recognize. You say you the one, but I'm the one they recognize. I'm back. Roll up, let's get high. You don't like I smoke. You think that I'm too fine. I'm back. Had to pop up like surprise. We just came to party. Gotta make it out alive. Pistols in the party. Case they play with one of mine. I promise my little bro can't let another nigga slide. He in the back and he got murder on his mind. He in the back and he got murder on his mind. I keep my youngins out of trouble. I'm on OG time. Never crash him out. Money, I pass it out. Got miles at crib, she gon' need a bigger house. Cause I'm headed on a different route.
Yo, they sleep on my girl.
What the fuck is clout? They wanted my career to be like in and out. 7 years, no beef, I did it vegan style, organically. I ain't hating, so why you mad at me? It's this one thing got me tripping like I'm a murder. Showed you love, why you aiming shots at me? Heard niggas you love,
that's some real shit.
For the sake of me. Yes, I gave niggas away. Yes, I paved the way. Yes, I.
She killed this John.
They locked the door, we had to find another way. Yes, Lord. I know you ain't gonna play with me. East side, check in if you ain't from my way. East side.
That's what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I know I won't get copyrighted for this one. But it's all about the kids, yo, man. For real, yo. And it's like people don't give a fuck, yo. Look at all these kids they take from the princess, yo. ADHD, right? They say that, they need drugs for that. Autism, they say they need drugs for that. But not in reality. Look, listen, man, I keep trying to tell people. I got my son, right? And he's had autism, his whole life. And it's crazy as shit, right? First, it was diagnosed as ADHD, right? With depression, because when he lost his father, he got a little older, they added depression and stuff like that, right? Then they come and, as crazy as it sounds, all these therapists want to give him these diagnoses, right? When already three psychologists have already said that he's got Asperger's autism, right? When there's a lot of pressure on him and stuff like that, you can really, tell the autism in him. But when, he's doing the things that he likes, doing, I think, working in a field that he's comfortable in, he does good. When he's off schedule, he's not doing good. But here's the thing, man. I wasn't the only parent that put this to the test. These schools want to drug these kids down just to keep them calm. And I feel as though changing that diet, not that diet that they, the school lunches that they give you in school and none of that shit. No, man, change your child's diet. No more red 40, blue, none of that shit. You see where I'm coming from? The sugar's not really good for them. Now, with a child that's got ADHD and autism, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I was shocked when I was reading how caffeine. Now I'm talking about the coffee. Is it caffeine? Whatever. Yeah, I think it is. But in coffee, right, it kind of like relaxes them, right? And that's not something bad to give them. Sugar counteracts the goddamn ADHD. As crazy as it sounds, like like a battery, positive, negative. Listen, the counteractions, whatever. It's like a yin and yang shit. But if you have kids with autism, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm only talking to the real parents out there, because there's some parents out here that say, "Oh, I'm a parent," but in real life, they ain't shit. All right, they just talk. That's all they do. There's a lot of parents out here like that. They just talk. All right, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like the crazy part is, like, we all know the problem. We all see the problem. But too many people stay quiet because they don't want to be labeled doing too much or being dramatic. Babe, if speaking up saves someone's life, then call me dramatic every day of the week. I'd rather be loud and alive than silent and grieving. Right? At the end of the day, this ain't about parties or pride or street codes. This is about life. This is about kids who deserve to grow up. All right? Parents who deserve to, grow old. Families who deserve peace. And if we don't start demanding better, not tomorrow, not next year, but today, we're going to keep burying our future. And I refuse to accept that. Listen, my kids walks out in these streets just like your kids do. All right. And sometimes, the majority of the time, they be in little groups. All right. And in that group, believe it or not, there's always going to be one or two bad apples. What do you think when a whole, pile of fruit stands next to something that's molded and rotted? It all starts happening. So as parents, right, we know we can't stop our kids from doing certain things. We was there. We was teens at one point. We was hard-headed. You see where I'm coming from? But we're older, all right? You know better, you do better, right? But we're in 2026, and a lot of people know better, yet they don't do better. You see where I'm coming from? What I mean by that is that a lot of parents know, where our own parents fucked up at. You see where I'm coming from? Y'all say y'all wanted to break the chains of society and be who you truly meant to be. All right, let's stop repeating the cycle. Stop adding chains, all right, to the shackles. But hey, I could be wrong on what I'm saying. I could be tripping. And then again, I'm just getting a lot of shit out my chest. All right, it's just listen, thoughts from my head, all right, out of my mouth into the mic, all right, and right into the screen. No different from when I'm having conversations out here. You see where I'm coming from? But like, as crazy as it sounds, it is a lot going on, and I'm trying to, bring as much awareness as I can. All right. Now, this summer, baby, I can already feel it in my bones. And it ain't that, how can I say, that cute sun's out, fun's out type of, summer. No. This one feels like it's about to be, how can I say, walking. This one feels like it's about to be walking through hell. All right. It's going to be walking through hell with gasoline, flip-flops on. All right, the tension is already in the air. You can feel it, all right, at the bus stops, at the corner store, even scrolling through social media. It's like everybody's on edge. And, the kids, they're acting like they got nothing to lose. Why does every summer feel hotter in the streets than it does in the weather, right? When I say it's going to be a hot summer, people be like, oh, my God, it's going to be hot over here. Then I've had some people like, as crazy as it sounds, like, I've had some people that I know from over here that are from like Mexico, Texas, PR, right? I've had people even from Jamaica. They be like, man, it's hotter where we from. I'm sitting here like, dude, I'm not talking about the fucking weather. I'm talking about it's going to be a hot boy summer. Like, I'm not talking about the weather. We know what the weather is. We know what the, weather feels like. And I'll be like, God damn, aren't y'all that? Like, if y'all say the weather feels like that, like, look around like, damn. To them, their bodies must feel like they in fucking Antarctica. Because, God, I will suffocate and die trying to fight out here. Or try to gather up like this. All right. And in a minute, I'm about to show you a video. All right. So, listen. These teen gatherings, they're not just gatherings. They're ticking time bombs. And I'm not blaming the kids entirely, because half of them are just looking for somewhere, to belong. But the other half, they're out here wilding, all right? Like, they're auditioning, for a disaster movie. And every time one of these gatherings pop up, you already know the police scanners start lighting up. Like, how can I say? They start lighting up like Christmas trees, like Christmas lights. Like, do you think these teen gatherings are a cry for help, or a cry for chaos? Hmm. One second. Let me put this video on. I thought I had it all set, but nope. I guess not. I guess not. StreamYard is messing with me. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We hold the pen, we're writers for life, 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 life. We write the matrix and step in the light. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look, social media gonna be the death of many. Painful price for life, not worth a penny. Took me a minute to realize the truth inside the lies. What I see on here is just a bigger illusion in disguise. The one we face in real life, when we open up our eyes, break the illusion, we tearing down the screen. Tonight, step out the shadows, we stepping into blinding light. No digital chains, gonna hold down how we fight. Yeah, we stand tall, we step into the light. Watch how you talk when you look at the paradigm. When I look around, it feels as if the ground is shifting fast. Every time I wake up, the reality doesn't last. It's a different dimension, waking up into a maze. Same world, different time, trapped inside the digital craze. Stuck in the middle of a maze that's spinning out of bounds. And I'm not living in the past, present, future, all at once. While these clones on the screen keep on acting for the front. Would that mean I astro projected out into the dark, leaving my body behind just to try and find a spark? Maybe I'm out of my mind, drifting way past the line, straight out of North Philly, where the weak don't survive. You typing on the phone, just
All right, so I walked into this one a little late, but this is just a little example. The cops got here by the time I got outside. All right, I had sent my nephew to the store, and he was like, "Yo, man, something going on out there. The cops are coming in like crazy. The block is full of people." And at that moment, I didn't know what was going on because we wasn't even used to this. All right, everybody coming out their doors like, "What the fuck?" Real shit. Like, everybody literally was coming out their doors trying to figure out what was going on. And in the block, there was 2 houses that were having a party. All right. Now, down on Huntington Park, where the park is at, which is like 4 blocks down, all right, there was a block party, and then there was a few houses that were having parties. So this all happened around the time that the little young boy got shot, the first case that we was talking about. So all of North Philly was looking like this, all right? Like, fucking aliens came down from the sky. E.T. sent his friends and just dropped their kids off for us to babysit that day, all right? That's how chaotic that shit was. Outside real quick, just to walk outside. Look at this shit. Hey, we ain't going. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Hey. I come outside, all you see is this. Yeah, this shit is wild. I do not know what the hell happened. I walked into this shit. Hopefully y'all can see it, because this was recorded on the vertical, so I'm trying to show the best I can. Yo, this shit is crazy. I've never seen the cops come so fast. Hey, I'm telling you, as soon as I walked out this door, yo, boy, I'm about to get off this joint. I'm about to go back into my crib. I sent my nephew to go to the store to grab me something, and boom, like, he's like, yo, something going on out there. As soon as I hear the cops, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Blessings, welcome to Philly, baby. It look like it's gonna continue. It's a whole bunch of kids. I said it. It's gonna be a hot ass summer.
I'll find out what happened. Oh, these kids is wild. This shit is crazy. Nothing but fucking kids, yo. It was a crowd of kids. It was more than 100 kids out here, yo. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Boy, slow down before the cop chase you. That was some dumb shit to do. He really gonna try it. He dumb as shit. Like the cop not right there. Yeah, this shit is crazy. They got the cops out here in HP. What is up with these kids? Is today Sunday? Damn, it's gonna be a hot boy summer, I'm telling you. And the boy's still trying to burn rubber. Yo, they got the cops all the way from the other corner. All these cops, yo. This shit is crazy. Nothing but kids, yo. That's all that's out here. Nothing but kids. This shit gonna pick up again. Oh, what the hell happened? This shit is crazy. I wonder where all them kids come from. Yeah, see, and this is what they've been talking about in the meetings.
This
This is
goes
what
out to the
Brandon Boyle's
millennials,
been talking
the
about.
Gen Y, the Echo
A
Boomers,
few,
the digital
a few
natives.
people, a few leaders of the
So
communities that
many
been
have
talking
forgotten
about
who
it. And
we
it's
are
not just
and
happening
where
in
we
Philly,
came
it's
from.
happening in
I used to
Washington.
wonder why my old
It's
head
happening
said,
in
never
a lot of
forget.
places, yo.
I didn't understand it then, but I do now. Writers for life.
Blessings,
Pay
blessings to
attention.
those that are coming through, man. I'm about to get off this live.
I'm
Might go
looking at the
live
mirror,
later on.
questioning the evolution.
But
Is
this
it
is
age or is
wild.
parenthood the
Nothing
only
but
real solution?
kids, yo.
Maybe it's time and
Teens.
experience, a combination of the
This
three.
shit is
But I'm
crazy. The
watching
whole
others stay
corner is
behind, refusing to be free. They
flooded
never
with
fully
kids
grow,
on me.
just stuck in a cycle
Both
of the
corners.
same. While some of us are
Where all
parents,
these fucking
others
kids come
just
from? They
out
not
here
all from
playing
here.
games. Either way, we're
It's
failing
crazy.
the very children we should.
Why can't I
It's
put the
gonna be a hot
volume
ass
down?
summer, yo. I'll be back live
Shout
in a
out to
little bit. I'm gonna
Selena.
find out what happened.
We got the beautiful Selena,
I'll get
Selena,
back on live.
Selena in the building.
It's wild as shit.
I was trying to control the volume on the
But let it
pen.
have been, somebody getting beat the fuck up. You wouldn't have seen these cops here like this. That shit crazy.
Let it have been somebody having a heart attack, somebody, going through some shit, some domestic violence, yo. These fucking cops when it came, but they came for these team gatherings, yo. All right. They listen. You know what's crazy? I'm not gonna sit here and lie. All right. The only way we can get a lot of these cops, to come through fast as shit is if a block captain calls. All right. I have to swing around my little badge. All right. This little badge and let them know. And they know better. They come fast as shit as soon as a block captain calls because they know we go to these meetings. They know that as soon as we start complaining about them, yo, shit go down. You see where I'm coming from? That's why I be telling people, man, start reclaiming your voice. Start doing what you gotta do, man. Like, listen, I ain't no goddamn politician, but I am a part of my community, all right? Because my kids are out here within these streets, all right? They're walking the same trenches that I walked through at one point. And I know what it's like. It's gotten worse, all right? Maybe it was worse back then. I don't know, but I think it's gotten worse now than what it was then. At least when I was growing up, I could sit here and say we was a community, all right? But Like I told you, after the few things that happened within our community, we was just talking about this in our to I think 2 or 3 neighbors was talking about this the other day. After these incidents happened within our community, it's like a lot changed. The trust within, neighbors left. A lot of people don't really trust each other. All right. And there's a few neighbors that could, how can sit here, say and treat each other like family. You see where I'm coming from? But once those neighbors that treated each other and made the community feel like family are gone, start leaving, you see where I'm coming from? And the new people start moving in, it's like, oh my God, you have to start all over again. As crazy as it sounds. And that's why a lot of block captains just like, hey, fuck it, man, I'm done. I quit. And I've seen it throughout these past couple of years as me being the leader of my community. I've been seeing it time after time. It's like once the family, no, we don't really separate because we see each other. You see where I'm coming from? But it's like once people start taking their own routes, the people that come in, it's like the leader of the community has to start all over again. Like, damn, how do we get people united again? And it's not an easy task. All right, I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
I've seen people lay in the street with heart attacks and shit. The cops and the ambulance take forever. Oh, they coming back. You can tell by the way they talking. It's gonna be a hot ass summer, yo. And there's gonna be a lot of kids getting hurt. Watch. Yo.
Should guide with no place for the truth and nowhere
this ain't
left to
gonna end right here.
hide.
These kids coming back around. So, listen. Y'all see me go live later. I'll be back.
This goes out to the millennials, the Gen Y, the echo boomers, the digital natives. So many have forgotten who we are and where we came from. I used to wonder why my old head said, never forget. I didn't understand it then, but I do now. Writers for life, pay attention. I'm looking at the mirror, questioning the evolution. Is it age or is parenthood the only real solution? Maybe it's time and experience, a combination of the three. But I'm watching others stay behind, refusing to be free. They never fully grow, just stuck in a cycle of the same. While some of us are parents, others just out here playing games. Either way, we're failing the very children we should guide, with no place for the truth and nowhere left to hide. Yeah, you grew up in the fire. Why you scared of the heat? We used to find the answers in the heart of the street. Now we're feeding the machines and calling it progress, while the spirit of the youth is under digital conquest. North Philly raised us, the concrete made us wise. Stop looking at the ground and look them in the eye. We got the nerve to say the children are the future, while we're the ones tearing the skin and skipping the suture. Remember back then, even when the times were at their worst, we knew how to live, how to put the spirit first. We found the fun, we found the way to break the depression, before the digital world became a mental obsession. We grew up in the eras where you learn how to survive, so why can't we break the chains and keep the soul alive? We are the heritage, the keepers of the flame. Don't let the legacy turn into a digital game. From the playground blacktop to the glowing screen, we gotta be the sharpest ones that they've ever seen. Break the chains, millennials, stand up tall, before we let the wisdom of the elders fall. Yeah. Our OGs taught us better, we just gotta listen. We're blinded by the screen and the digital glisten. Just pay attention, listen to the children when they speak. They're looking for the strength because we're acting too weak. They wish they had our childhood, the dirt and the sun, before the war for their attention had already been won. They're lusting over robots in this gaming era, living in a dream that's looking more like a terror. They dream to experience just a piece of what we had, while we're trading off the real for the digital fad. We are the ones they look up to, the ones with the light, but we're giving up the ghost without a hell of a fight. Yeah. We are the heritage, the keepers of the flame. Don't let the legacy turn into a digital game. From the playground blacktop to the glowing screen. We gotta be the sharpest ones that they've ever seen. Break the chain, millennials stand up tall before we let the wisdom of the elders fall. Let's get it together. We are the blueprint they follow. But if the leaders are empty, then the future is hollow. Stop staying behind, stop refusing to grow. We got a responsibility to everything we know. Break the chains, do better, stand on your own too. Because the children are waiting on a version of you. That's true. We are who they look up to. Don't let the fire go out. Writers for life, and that's on everything. Get it together, get it together.
And that's some real shit. That's how I feel, man. And let me say this aloud, right? I see the leaders in our communities trying, and I'm not talking about the politicians, because baby, they love a camera more than they love, a solution. I'm talking about the block captains, the OGs, the nonprofit leaders, the people who actually walk the streets and talk to these kids. They're out here, right? Sweating, begging, pleading, organizing, and still getting ignored. Why do the real community leaders get overlooked while the politicians get all the spotlight? Let's make it make sense. All right. But the sad part is people want to give a blind eye. They don't even know what, proposals got raised, which ones got shut down, all right? Which ones got approved. Folks don't show up to meetings. They don't read the updates, don't ask questions, but they'll hop on Facebook and complain for these, for 3 hours straight. Baby, listen, baby. If complaining was a sport, some of y'all would be Olympic gold medalists. Like, why do people complain about problems they refuse to participate in solving it? Right? Go back. That baffles my head. All right, that baffles my mind. But I could be tripping. All right? Like, listen, I know that half of the people that come on social media just want, the drama and the entertainment. Shout out to the ones that, want to bring awareness and actually come through, show support, chop it up with a shorty, man. But listen, man, no matter what, how many people I got in these, how can I say, chats, no matter how many people are listening, how many people are watching, I'm going to keep, all right, passing the message through. So let me take a minute and give a shout out to, all those that are watching me through Twitch, Facebook, and here on YouTube, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, when I said this the last time, right? And I said this time after time. When I come on this job, man, I want to bring as much awareness as I can. Yes, do I want to have my fun? Yeah, I mean, a lot of us do, man. I got my little time for me to get entertained and stuff like that. All right? But I want to bring as much awareness as I can. And what's crazy, right? What's crazy is when I go to a lot of these organizations, let me see, is it this one? No, that's not it. When I go to a lot of these organizations, I notice, here we go, this is the video. I noticed that a lot of people, how can I say, a lot of people don't show up, right? Let me try to get to the event. It only be a few people that be showing up to these events, right? I ain't gonna sit here and lie. As crazy as it sounds, you would think that as much as people hop online on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, right, TikTok, I don't care. You will see more people at these events, right? And when I talk with these people from different organizations, whether they from Texas, Florida, all right, Washington, D.C., New York, Detroit, all right, I don't care what city they from, all right, they come together with the organizations of Philadelphia and the politicians, and they throw these events, and they say the same thing about their city. If it was a president throwing this event, you will see a lot of people. If they was offering crack, you will see a lot of people. Man, you hear people say, oh, man, offer free food. Man, they offered free food and nobody still shows up. Nobody shows up. That's the wild part. Like, people don't get it, yo. And this is why I like to write more than talk, because it's like, I don't know, I could reach at least more people through my poetry, right? And now through my literacy, man. Like, people don't understand. Like, half of these people out here don't even know they goddamn laws, their rights, the penal codes to certain things, the policies. Real shit. They don't.
They say power never concedes without a demand. We're the ones holding the pen, drafting the future. Yeah. Writers for life. Let's get into it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Power never retreats, stands tall. Malcolm X knew in the face of it all. By any means necessary, he showed the way, strength in the struggle. We are the voices in the silence, rising through the strife. Legacy in motion, carving out a brand new life. By any means necessary, we won't ever fall. Malcolm's message echoes, we're standing through it all. No price too high to pay in the game of power. Only the strong survive. Facing more power, we must strive. Malcolm's wisdom echoes through time. The architecture of the throne is built on iron and bone. It never steps back, it never leaves the zone. Malcolm looked into the sun and never even blinked. A legacy of fire in the struggle, we are linked. In his words, our path we find. No backing down when challenges arise. Courage and conviction in our eyes. Through adversity and pain, we push ahead. Courage isn't quiet, it's a thunder in the chest. A heartbeat of conviction that never takes a rest. Through the pressure and the pain, we're threading every needle. Rising from the ashes, no longer feeling feeble. Malcolm's legacy guides us as we thread. By any means necessary, we fight for what's right. Injustice and oppression put up a fight. But with power on our side, we stand tall. Malcolm's message forever called. We are the voices in the silence, rising through the strife. Legacy in motion, carving out a brand new life. By any means necessary, we won't ever fall. Malcolm's message echoes. We're standing through it all. No retreat in our blood, no backing down today. Challenges are shadows that we're casting far away. Oppression builds a wall, but we're building up a fist. The kind of ancient power that's impossible to miss. Injustice meets the mirror, and it finally sees the end. Malcolm is the compass, the brother and the friend. Standing tall together, the message forever calls. Breaking down the ceiling and the gates and all the walls. By any means, standing tall. The ink don't dry, the truth don't die. Writers for life, and that's on everything. North Philly, baby, never retreat. Turn my headphones up a little bit, yeah, right there. They thought we were sleeping, but we were just blueprinting. No handouts, no favors, just the ink and the drive. Writers for life, watch how a masterpiece gets constructed from the ground up. Let them know we here, locked in forever. Gotta put in the grind, yeah. There's no time for feeling blue. Success ain't knocking on the door. It's all up to you. Hustling hard every single day, making the dreams come true. Look in the mirror, baby. Nothing will work unless you do. No shortcuts, no cheats. You better recognize the pace. I'm standing silent while the rest are running out of race. Gotta pay your dues, hard work and dedication. That's the only clue to elevate across the nation. Rise above the rest, stand out clear in the public view. The crown is heavy, but it's tailored for the chosen few. Nothing will work unless you do. That's the golden rule. We teaching classes to the masses, taking them to school. They talking loud, but they quiet when the pressure hits. We breaking records while they struggling to make a cent. No sympathy for the lazy, we demand a throne. Built this entire monopoly completely on our own. They want the friction, tell them step into the firing zone. We out here grinding till the muscle is a solid stone. Yeah, we chasing the crown, put the stamp on the game. We burn the bridge down, just a legacy to name. Yeah, we staying on top and we never will fold. We turning every single sweat drop into pure gold, 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 gold. Yeah, keep pushing forward, no time to sit around and stew. The path to greatness ain't crowded, yeah, it's for the few. Believe in yourself, let the spirit renew and rise. No room for excuses or blaming who. Look through the lies, take control of your destiny. Step up and break through. With determination and grit, we changing the whole view. With determination and grit, acting like the ultimate glue. I told you once, I told you twice, nothing works unless you do. No finger pointing, we taking the wheel and the lead. Fulfilling the vision, planting the ultimate seed. Authentic with the craft, walking heavy through the storm. We building empires while the copycats just try to perform. We don't look back at the shadows we outgrew. Every single drop of sweat was paid in full and due. Built the ladder from the mud, never needed a hand. Now we sitting on the top, overlooking the land. Yeah, the ink never fades and the fire won't die. Right. We don't negotiate with limits when we own the sky. Talking loud, but they quiet when the pressure hits. We breaking records while they struggling to make a cent. No sympathy for the lazy, we demand a throne. Built this entire monopoly completely on our own. They want the friction, tell them step into the firing zone. We out here grinding till the muscle is a solid stone. Yeah, we chasing the crown, put the stamp on the game. We burn the bridge down, just a legacy to name. Yeah, we staying on top and we never will fold. We turning every single sweat drop into pure gold. We left the competition buried in the dust we raised. No time for compliments or looking for the superficial praise. We are the architects of everything they trying to mimic. Pure execution from the soul. We don't believe in the gimmicks. They can claim, tearing down the walls, locking the gate. We didn't wait around for luck, we grabbed the throat of our fate. An absolute takeover, nothing left standing in the way. We are the final word, the heavy truth, the ultimate display. Yeah, nothing left to be said. The work speaks for itself. Go ahead and try to copy the blueprint. You still can't build the empire. We officially riders for life. Yeah, that's the stamp on the concrete. Riders for life. And that's on everything, North Philly, baby. Lock the studio doors. We done here. Turn my headphones up a little bit, yeah. Writers for life. It's all smoke and mirrors. The loudest laugh is usually covering the deepest cut. Keep it tight, keep it moving. I crack a joke just to hide the hurt inside. Laughing loud, but it's just a clever disguise. Behind the smile, there's a world full of pain, trying to keep it light. And while I'm dancing in the rain, I paint a smile just to hold back the flood. But there's a war running deep in the blood. I scream or laugh while the world goes cold, to keep the shadow from taking my soul. My sarcasm and my wit are the armor I choose, masking all the tears with nothing to lose. Humor is my shield, deflecting the ache. It's the only way I find a way to escape. The weight on my chest is too heavy to bear, so I jest and I grin, acting like I don't care. Hiding in plain sight behind a comedy mask, aching deep inside, that's a difficult task. I paint a smile just to hold back the flood, but there's a war running deep in the blood. I scream and laugh while the world goes cold, to keep the shadow from taking my soul. I joke because it eases the strain of the day. I laugh because it drowns out the rain and the gray. The pain is lurking beneath this facade so bright, but for now I keep joking to stay in the light. I paint a smile just to hold back the flood, but there's a war running deep in the blood. I scream and laugh while the world goes cold, to keep the shadow from taking my soul. but I'm choking on the very line, trading my sanity just to pretend that I'm fine. The laughter's a weapon that I sharpen in the dark to keep the agonizing fire from making its mark. I'm cracking the glass on the face of the stage, turning the comedy straight into absolute rage. No more running from the ghosts that are pulling the string. This is the moment where the sirens begin to ring. I paint a smile just to hold back the flood, but there's a war running deep in the blood. I scream and laugh while the world goes cold to keep the shadow from taking my soul. You never should have seen. You wanted a distraction, but I'm ripping out the core. No more playing a character to keep you off the floor. The mask, the mask, the mask is in pieces and the defense is dead. I am letting out the storm that was locked inside my head. You can look at the wreckage as the false smiles expire. We are burning down the circus with a soul full of fire. Everything, North Philly, baby.
Give me a minute, guys. I'm finished doing what I'm doing over here, man. Shout out to those that are watching once again, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Young Riaz, man. Shout out to you. Blessings to you. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with my commentary. All right.
Okay.
Writers for life, yeah. Look closely. When the noise stops, the real truth begins. Watch the shift. Always remember, they can't stop us. Observation shows when silence falls, shifts within, unseen by all. Advice wanes, laughter fades, in the quiet a transformation cascades like a riot. The words are shattered and the language is dead. A sudden winter crashing down in the head. The tide is turned and the static is high. The quiet screams before the world goes dry. Words once abundant, now scarce and rare. An anomaly in this linguistic farce we share. Question not the cause, it's clear as day. All that was said before, now swept away. A shift in the internal tide deep inside, where once words did freely glide. Now a vacuum of sound and heavy thought. A seismic change that can't be bought. The words are shattered and the language is dead. A sudden winter crashing down in the head. The tide is turned and the static is high. The quiet screams before the world goes dry. Silence speaks volumes of their inner storm, where chaos reigns and emotions swarm. Don't cry for answers to this silent call, for everything changed before the words did fall. The words are shattered and the language is dead. A sudden winter crashing down in the head. The tide is turned and the static is high. The quiet screams before the world goes dry. Explanation for the quiet in the room, but the stillness is the shadow right before the boom. We don't owe a single sentence to the critics in the space. We are navigating changes that you never could erase. Let the questions keep on fading as the energy divides. We are holding back the secrets where the internal abides. The language is a barrier, we're breaking right apart. This is the cold transition of a disconnected heart. Words are shattered and the language is dead. A sudden winter crashing down in the head. The tide is turned and the static is high. The quiet screams before the world goes dry. pictures and the vocabulary dies as we strip away the surface of the superficial lies. You were begging for a whisper, but the vacuum is complete. A complete annihilation of the narrative you greet. We are turning off the volume, we are cutting out the sound, leaving nothing but the static as it shatters on the ground. The storm is taking over and the words will never save. We are standing in the silence of the empire you gave. Yeah, don't pry for answers. Writers for life. Everything changed before the words did fall. And that's on everything. North Philly, baby. Yeah. Elevate the mind. Clear out the old dust. If you ain't growing, you just collecting dust. Writers for life. We upgrading the whole blueprint this time. Watch how we evolve. Yeah. Yeah. In the pursuit of knowledge, we strive to understand. Do the best you can until you grasp it in your hand. Once enlightened, don't hesitate to improve your plan. For growth comes from evolving, that's the scientific demand. Learning is a journey with twists and turns along the way. Do the best you can until a new truth comes to play. Embrace change and progress, let always decay. For wisdom lies in adapting in a more efficient array. Experiment with courage, push boundaries without fear. Do the best you can until clarity draws near. When insights arise, let go of what was once held dear. For advancement requires letting go of what's obsolete here. They want to hold the line, but we moving the scale. Upgrading the vision while they old structures fail. Step into the future, let the past disconnect. We trade in the illusion for the ultimate effect. Evolution is constant in science and in life's grand scheme. Do the best you can until new perspectives gleam. Embrace growth and transformation like a flowing stream. For betterment arises when we dare to dream. No more staying stagnant in a world that moves fast. We breaking the mold, yeah. We outrunning the past. The old formula's dead, it's time to test the theory. Look straight through the lens, the vision never blurry. You gotta shed the weight if you wanna see the rise. Exposing the facts right in front of their eyes. Solidify the mind, lock the wisdom in place. We setting a pace that they can never erase. Whoa. We cutting off the fuel to their outdated machines. They throning the puppets and collapsing the regimes. They trading in ghost stories, we dropping the heavy math. An absolute earthquake clearing out the entire path. No warning shots left, we the apex design. We burning down the system just to redefine the line. They wanna hold the line, but we moving the scale. Upgrading the vision while they old structures fail. Step into the future, let the past disconnect. We trading the illusion for the ultimate effect. We ripping out the roots of every shadow they design, leaving all the hollow names and ghosts way behind. You can watch the whole sky break, watch the fortress fall. We the ones who survive, standing through it all. No more tears for the obsolete, the final page is torn. From the ashes of the wreckage, something undefeated is born. Yeah, let them stay stuck in the past experiments. We already moved on to the future. Dare to dream, dare to evolve. Writers for life, yeah, that's the signature on the concrete. Writers for life. The blueprint is flawless. North Philly, baby. Shut down the power grid. We got what we came for. Yeah, writers for life. To anybody standing in the rain right now, watch this. Against the storm, I stand tall, rising up. I break through it all in the darkness. My colors are loud. We cut through the the static, we taking the crown. Built for the pressure, they can't weigh us down. When the storm is raging, we stand up and fight. Yeah, we rise from the ashes, reclaiming our life. No ceiling can hold us, we break through the floor. Unstoppable forces, we're unlocking the door. A rainbow shining in someone's cloud. Through the struggles I find my way, spreading light to brighten their days. With every challenge that comes around, I rise up high and never back down. In a world filled with doubt and fear, I choose to be a beacon. We cut through the static, we taking the crown. Built for the pressure, they can't weigh us down. When the storm is raging, stand up and fight. Yeah, we rise from the ashes, reclaiming our life. No ceiling can hold us, we break through the floor. Unstoppable force, we're unlocking the door. Wanted a casualty, but we became the threat, paying every single debt, a force you won't forget. We didn't just survive the fire, we became the flame, rewriting every rule, changing up the entire game. We tear down the fortress, we conquer the mountain peaks, speaking for the broken when the world is looking weak. From the absolute bottom to the highest degree, no chains on the mind, yeah, we setting it free. Clear, guiding others with strength unbound, a rainbow in their darkest shroud. So let them try to bring me low, but like a phoenix I will glow. No matter what life throws my way, still I rise to light the way. We taking the crown, built for the pressure. They can't weigh us down. When the storm is raging, we stand up and fight. Yeah, we rise from the ashes, reclaiming our life. No ceiling can hold us, we break through the floor. Unstoppable forces, we're unlocking the door. The opposition, we stepping right through the gate, bending the laws of physics, we dominating our fate. No hesitation, no mercy, we tearing down every wall, standing on top of giants, refusing to ever fall. We are the thunderous roar when the sky is about to break. Every foundation is rattling, watching the empire shake. Unmatched and unbothered, we locking the victory. Never look back at the shadow. This is where we begin. Still rising, riders for life. And that's on everything. North Philly, baby. Close the doors on the noise. They always gonna have something to say, but they don't hold the scale. Riders for life, we building from the inside out this time. Listen close, yeah. In a world that's always judging you, better stand tall, never budging. Keep the focus tight, yeah. We see the numbers, they sludging. Your worth is never defined by the opinions of others. You alone are enough, yeah. I'm talking to my brothers. No need to seek validation from a crowd that is blind. Your heart is the true foundation that you leave behind. Let go of the heavy need to impress the whole room. True loyalty is the only thing making the garden bloom. You have nothing to prove to them, baby, drop all the stress. Embrace the flaws and imperfections, nothing more, nothing less. They make you a unique reflection in a mirror so clear. Monarch energy, we casting out the doubt and the fear. They tryna break my soul, but they can't pay the fee. I am the standard, the threat, and the whole pedigree. They want a carbon copy cause they hate the design, but they can't block the light when the solar align. Don't compare your lane to anybody else on the track. You alone are enough. Pack the heavy weight on your back. Embrace yourself. Look them in the eyes when you move. Got the blueprint locked nothing, got a single thing to prove. Let go of the deep doubt and the insecurity line. We stepping heavy in the light because it's our time. Embrace your own authenticity. The spirit is pure, the foundation is established. Yeah, we solid and sure. Stand proud of exactly who you were meant to be. You have nothing to prove to the world, just be free. Authentic with the craft, walking heavy through the storm. We building empires while the copycats just try to perform. We don't work. We don't bargain with critics or compromise the position. Every move is a threat, fully locked in the vision. Broke the scale that they use just to try and contain us. Now we running around, man, there's nothing to tame us. We the storm in the room when the atmosphere shatters. When you rule from the throne, ain't a whisper that matters. They tryna break my soul, but they can't pay the fee. I am the standard, the threat, and the whole pedigree. They want a carbon copy cause they hate the design, but they can't block the light when the solar align. We don't leave her. We don't leave a single scrap for the scavengers to claim. We completely overthrew the crown and redefined the name. No discussion, no debates, we the concrete foundation. An absolute eclipse over their whole operation. We tore the blueprint up and built the fortress out of stone. The final execution, we permanently hold the throne. Yeah, let them judge from the sidelines while we keep building the kingdom. You are enough, remember that. Riders for life, yeah, that's the stamp on the kind. Riders for life, and that's on everything. North Philly, baby. Lock the studio doors, we done here.
Riders for life, yeah. Clear the room out. We brought an army, but we brought the fire inside. One man, no crew, just pure power in the dark. Always remember, they can't stop us.
Alone in the shadows, he stands so tall. No need for a crew, he's got it all. Quality over quantity, that's his call. His power deep within, never to fall. They depend on a crowd just to find their spot. But one shadow is enough to cross the line. They need an army to pretend they're strong, but the lone wolf rules where the dark belongs. Silent but deadly, watch how we move. No need for friends, he's deep in the groove. Small circle of trust, never to lose. Strength and resilience he'll never abuse. A man of few words, but mighty deeds. In solitude he finds exactly what he needs. No crowd necessary to feed his needs. His inner fire burns and always succeeds.
They depend on the crowd just to find their spot. But one shadow is enough to cross the line. They need an army to pretend they're strong, but the lone wolf rules where the dark belongs.
Don't underestimate this lone wolf's might. He thrives out deep in the darkness of night. A man with no friends, but full of pure fight. Quality over quantity is his guiding light.
They depend on a crowd just to find their spot, but one shadow is enough to cross the line. They need an army to pretend they're strong, but the lone wolf rules where the dark belongs.
We rely on the noise to convince us you're great, but a solitary king is what decides the fate.
We don't compromise the circle for a fake applause. We are operating solely by our own set of laws.
Let the weak congregate just to handle the fright. We are charting a course in the dead of the night.
You can keep the whole circus and the superficial praise. We are breaking the traps that your vanity raise. They depend on a crowd just to find their spot, but one shadow is enough to cross the line. They need an army to pretend they're strong, but the lone wolf rules where the dark belongs.
You brought a million cheap faces to pretend you got power, but the lone wolf is stepping up to seize the final hour. We shredding your alliances and tearing down your pack. There ain't a weapon in your hands to push the pressure back. You are a product of the crowd, but we are built from the grit. We lighten up the fuse until the whole foundation is split. No compromise, no surrender, we are taking the crown. We standing solo in the ruins as we burn it all down. They depend on a crowd just to find their spot. But when shadow is enough to cross the line, they need an army to pretend they're strong. But the lone wolf rules where the dark belongs. You brought a million cheap faces to pretend you got power. But the lone wolf is stepping up to seize the final hour. We're shredding your alliances and tearing down your pack. There ain't a weapon in your hands to push the pressure back. You are a product of the crowd, but we are built from the grit. We lighten up the fuse until the whole foundation is split. No compromise, no surrender, we are taking the crown. We stand in solo in the ruins as we burn it all down. Yeah. Pull the curtain back on the fake smiles. They talk a good game, but the truth always shows up in the miles. Writers for life, we read in the room and cut in the dead weight this time. Pay attention. In a world full of lies and deceit, we don't blink. When someone shows their true self, don't retreat. Just think their actions are louder than any words they could spit. Believe them the first time, let the truth hit. Don't be fooled by a charming facade in your face, or swayed by promises that seem too good for this space. For honesty shines through like a guiding light in the dark. Trust your instinct, don't give in to the fight or their mark. When the mask slips and you see their flaws exposed, don't ignore the signs or keep your eyes closed. No excuses for their cause, stand firm in what you know. Stay strong in your belief, let the dead weight go. They think they're playing chess, but they just fumbling the pieces. We sever in the contract before the fake increases. No more second guessing when the truth is on the line. You only get one warning shot, believe them the first time. Yeah, we see the true design, believe them the first time. Yeah, but when someone shows you who they are, it brings relief. Cut the ties, clear the air, end the cycles of grief. So listen closely to what's revealed on the block. Let wisdom be your shield, heavy like a padlock. In a world full of falsehood and crime, keep it moving. Believe them the first time, ain't got nothing to be proven. The evidence is clear, no need to second guess the play. They handed you the blueprint of exactly how they sway. Walk with your head high, stepping over the track. The truth is a weapon that they can't take back. Solid as a rock while they fumbling the design. We see the real picture when the borders align. We stepping over the boundaries they try to draw in the sand. Exposing every illusion, we taking back the command. No more coddling the weakness, we tearing down the facade. They out here playing the victim while we just bypass the fraud. The wake up call is loud, the final verdict is made. You cannot fix what is rotten, you let the memory fade. They think they playing chess, but they just fumbling the pieces. We sever in the contract before the fake increases. No more second guessing when the truth is on the line. You only get one warning shot, leave them the first time. We see the true design, believe them the first. We burning down the whole circus, we don't negotiate with clowns. No more talking in circles while they trying to pass the crowns. The ultimate execution, the final hammer has dropped. The game is completely over and the bleeding has stopped. We standing on the solid bedrock while their empires crack. This is the absolute closing statement, and there ain't no turning back. Yeah. Let them wear the mask until it falls off. We don't ignore the warning signs anymore. Believe them the first time. That's the golden rule. Writers for life. The ink don't fade on the concrete. Writers for life. Hey, we see right through it. North Philly, baby. Cut the mic. The truth already spoke.
My bad. I see there's people in the chat. Blessings, and shout out to Naomi. My bad. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm just caught up doing something real quick. That's why I'm letting the video play, the music play. I just want y'all to see, man, as much as people come on social media and talk about these things, right? The politics and all that, they want to debate people that know what they're doing. You see where I'm coming from? They actually go to these town hall meetings. They actually talk to these politicians. They actually deal with organizations and leaders of communities and are leaders of the community, you know, and they want to debate us. I wonder if a lot of these people will go, you know, will be able to handle the heat down in town hall like some of us have to. But I'll be right back. Let me finish doing this, and then I'm going to give my commentary, right? Finish giving my commentary, right? And then, you know, how can I say, give y'all the reason why, you know, I made this live today. So give me 1 second. I hope y'all enjoying the stream, man. And if y'all are, do a shorty a favor, man, and smash that like button for her. I'll be right back. Blessings, shout out to Naomi once again, man. I appreciate y'all stopping through, showing shorty support, man. Listen, y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all decided to take a second to stop through, show a shorty support and love. All right. Shout out and blessings to those that are, you know, chopping it up with a shorty. I know, you know, I've been in and out, but listen, man, this is why I don't schedule lives. All right. Like my life is hectic as it is already, but at least I try to keep, you know, bringing the awareness here online. All right. Reason why? Because I feel as though that a lot of people, not just in my community, but in other places, don't even know about the things that are happening within their own communities.
Yeah. They tried to dim the flame.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Naomi.
But the fire's built too deep. Writers for life. When the world goes dark, that's when we wake up. Listen close. In the face of trials, don't lose your flame. Rise up strong, don't play the blame game. We ignite the sparks, they try to suffocate. Stepping through the fire just to dominate. They can't stop the hunger that is fueling the drive. Watch the resurrection when the spirit survives. We smash through the limits, we taking the ground. Heavy hitting giants, and we won't back down. Every setback is just a temporary test. Keep pushing forward, give it your best. Life's challenges may knock you down, but you're not defined by your frowns. Stand tall with courage in your heart. Believe in yourself, make a fresh start. Embrace each struggle as a chance to grow. Let resilience and determination show. We ignite the sparks, they tried to suffocate. Stepping through the fire just to dominate. They can't stop the hunger that is fueling the drive. Watch the resurrection when the spirit survives. We smash through the limits, we taking the ground. Heavy hitting giants, and we won't back down. Yeah. You thought the test would break the spirit, but we double the stakes. We out here learning from the friction that the heavy wind makes. No finger pointing at the past, we take the wheel and we drive. It's more than standard motivation, it's a blessing alive. We outgrew the boundaries, we shattered the cage. We burning up the blueprint, turning over the page. From the trial to the triumph, watch the narrative bend. We built to last through the static, we victorious in the end. The journey may be tough and rough, but remember you are strong enough. When the world seems dark and bleak, find the light within, let it speak. You may stumble but never stay down, for in every defeat a victory can be found. We ignite the sparks, they tried to suffocate. Stepping through the fire just to dominate. They can't stop the hunger that is fueling the drive. Watch the resurrection when the spirit survives. We smash through the limits, we taking the ground. Heavy hidden giants, and we won't back down. Into stepping stones, we crushing the doubt. Look at the undeniable light that they could never put out. No setbacks, no holding back. We stepping straight to the peak. We are the thunder when the sky is gray and looking so bleak. We taking every single blow and making it a masterpiece. claiming all the power till the shadows finally cease. An empire of resilience, we dominate in the space. Now look at the victory written all over our face. Yeah, we left it all on the track. No more staying down, no more playing victim. We turn the dark into a whole stadium of light. Riders for life, and that's on everything. North Philly, baby. They build empires out of stone and pride, but they always forget it's the people who keep it alive. Riders for life. In the history of mankind, republics have risen. But when citizens lose self-governing ties, they fall from grace, power slips away. Lessons learned as they fade to yesterday. From Rome to Athens, empires crumble. Watch the crown fall when they lose their soul. Trading our freedom just for total control. But the power belongs to the ones in the street. Riders for life, where the heart and the beat. When people forget, they must stay humble. Self-rule is key to a nation's fate. Without it, republics meet a bitter state. Let's not repeat the mistakes of old. Look at the ruins of history. They all thought they were untouchable. They sat in their palaces and forgot who built the foundation. When a nation loses its mind, the people lose their power. But we aren't sleeping through history this time. We hold the keys, we hold the truth, and we aren't letting go. Hold tight to freedom, let truth unfold. For in the hands of every citizen lies the power to ensure our republic never dies. Watch the crown fall when they lose their soul. Trading our freedom just for total control. But the power belongs to the ones in the street. Riders for life, where the heart and the beat. History repeating, the warnings are clear. They rule by the division and they feed on the fear. But the text on the wall is a story for its own. Watch the truth of the people finally unfold. Tear down the statues, rewrite the page. The voice of the people is breaking the cage. Rome fell to pieces, Athens went down. You can't build a future on a corrupted crown. We are the structure, the backbone, the light. The ones who stand up and inherit the fight. No more blind compliance, no more sleeping away. We're claiming the power and we're taking the day. Screaming till the marble and columns all break. Wake up the empire that you couldn't break. Watch the crown fall when they lose their soul. Trading our freedom just for total control. But the power belongs to the ones in the street. Riders for life, with a heart and a beat. And sure, our republic never dies. Hold tight to freedom. Riders for life. And that's on everything North Philly, baby. They write the laws and suits, but the cost is paid in blood. Moving pieces on a board while the world burns down. Rise for life. In the hall of power, battles are waged. Words are weapons, opinions engaged. Politics is war without bloodshed, but the wounds it leaves can't be easily shed. On the battlefield, soldiers stand tall. They pull the strings from the shadows on high. We live the truth while they whisper a lie. Trading our lives life, we're the ones they can't stop. Fighting for causes, risking it all. War is politics with bloodshed, leaving scars that may never be fed. Leaders strategize, make their moves in a game where many lose. Look at the news, it's just another headline to them. Another percentage, another calculation in a closed room. They sign their names in ink, but out here we bleed reality. They play God with our lives and call it diplomacy, but the game is rigged, and we're cutting the wire. Politics is a silent fight, where victories come with a different light. In war there's no room for compromise, only winners and losers in disguise. They pull the strings from the shadows on high. We live the truth while they whisper a lie. Trading our lives for a seat at the top. Riders for life, we're the ones they can't stop. Blood spilled on the ground tells the tale. Politics with a deadly scale. Deadly scale. Deadly scale. Deadly scale. Deadly scale.
Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate that.
I'm the one who holds the sword. No more politics, no more lies. See the truth behind their eyes. You control the money, you control the law, but you never saw the storm that you could not contain or draw. We are the casualty, we are the force. We are the ones changing the course. Break the seals and burn the crown. Watch the empire crumble down. No more sacrifice for the game you play. They pull the strings from the shadows on high. We let the truth fight against the lie. Trading our lives for a seat at the top. Riders for life, we're the ones they can't stop. Riders for life, we're the ones they can't stop. Oh, no more compromises, a deadly skill. Riders for life. And that's on everything North Philly, baby. This goes out to the millennials, the Gen Y, the echo boomers, the digital natives. So many have forgotten who we are and where we came from. I used to wonder why my old head said, never forget. I didn't understand it then, but I do now. Riders for life, pay attention. I'm looking at the mirror, questioning the evolution. Is it age or is parenthood the only real solution? Maybe it's time and experience, a combination of the three. But I'm watching others stay behind, refusing to be free. They never fully grow, just stuck in a cycle of the same. While some of us are parents, others just out here playing games. Either way, we're failing the very children we should guide, with no place for the truth and nowhere left to hide. Yeah, you grew up in the fire, why you scared of the heat? We used to find the answers in the heart of the street. Now we're feeding the machines and calling it progress, while the spirit of the youth is under digital conquest. North Philly raised us, the concrete made us wise. Stop looking at the ground and look them in the eyes. We got the nerve to say the children are the future, while we're the ones tearing the skin and skipping the suture. Remember back then, even when the times were at their worst, we knew how to live, how to put the spirit first. We found the fun, we found the way to break the depression, before the digital world became a mental obsession. We grew up in the eras where you learn how to survive, so why can't we break the chains and keep the soul alive? We are the heritage, the keepers of the flame. Don't let the legacy turn into a digital game. From the playground blacktop to the glowing screen, we gotta be the sharpest ones that they've ever seen. Break the chains, millennials, stand up tall, before we let the wisdom of the elders fall. Our OGs taught us better, we just gotta listen. We're blinded by the screen and the digital glisten. Just pay attention, listen to the children when they speak. They're looking for the strength because we're acting too weak. They wish they had our childhood, the dirt and the sun, before the war for their attention had already been won. They're lusting over robots in this gaming era, living in a dream that's looking more like a terror. They dream to experience just a piece of what we had, while we're trading off the real for a digital fad. We are the ones they look up to, the ones with the light, but we're giving up the ghost without a hell of a fight. of the flame. Don't let the legacy turn into a digital game. From the playground blacktop to the glowing screen, we gotta be the sharpest ones that they've ever seen. Break the chain, millennials stand up tall, before we let the wisdom of the elders fall. Let's get it together. We are the blueprint they follow. But if the leaders are empty, then the future is hollow. Stop staying behind, stop refusing to grow. We got a responsibility to everything we know. Break the chains, do better, stand on your own too, because the children are waiting on a version of you. That's true. We are who they look up to. Don't let the fire go out. Writers for life, and that's on everything. Get it together. Get it together. Yeah, they track us from the cradle to the grave, but they can't lock down the soul. Listen close. They say that every case across the table is a done deal. Just another name, another tragic loss that none feel. But they don't see the shadows creeping in the dark, or how a single soul can completely lose its spark. You know what's crazy? The minute you bleed into existence, they catalog your essence with bureaucratic persistence. They take your fingerprints, map out your identity, locking down your profile for the rest of the century. They harvest your DNA, get blood samples from birth, ink and footprints and toe prints to calculate your worth. A complete biological sample, every piece inside your frame, filing who you are before you even get a name. We're cutting right through the static and the lies, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. We're tearing down their 45 walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls. We are the authors of the truth they try to erase, shattering the chains in this dark, twisted place. Yeah, yet when a crime is committed and the streets run cold, we're forced to buy the narratives and cold cases sold. It takes them decades just to solve a single one, leaving justice stranded underneath the forgotten sun. With all this advanced technology we hold today, why is the truth so hard to find and easy to delay? It's time to reclaim our power, time to make a choice and build a brand new blueprint to amplify our voice. It was left behind for us to notice and retrieve, a legacy of strength that they want us to disbelieve. But only a chosen few have unlocked the secret code inside the ancestral maze where the mysteries unfold. Wake up! Wake up! They got the files, but they close their eyes. We are the answer that they can't disguise. Crash the database, break the paradigm. No more waiting on a lifetime to solve a crime. We're tearing the veil, we're exposing the grid, bringing to light everything that they hid. They got the samples, but we got the key, unlocking the force of our own destiny. Cutting right through the static and the light, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. Tearing down that 45 walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls. We are the authors of the truth they try to erase, shattering the chains in this dark, twisted place, unlocking the maze. Yeah, they left the code for us. We see it now. Writers for life.
All right, y'all. I'm back. Now, like I was saying, I was showing this video for a reason. All right, I wasn't planning to let this live run 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, but damn, this joint went straight to 2 hours. All right, my bad. I had a little company, so I had to pause this real quick. So I let the live stream play, and I did it for a reason, right? Because why not let it play? As y'all can see, man, in these community gatherings, these community meetings that we be having where the politicians and the organizations come together, right, to talk, it should be more people. It should be more people within blocks. You know how many blocks are here alone within the Hunting Park area. There are so many blocks that make this community. You see where I'm coming from? But yet only a few people, only a few leaders of the community. And it's crazy because there's so many people that are, when you look up, they're supposed to be block captains, but where they at? Why don't they show up to these meetings? Why don't the people within their neighborhoods pop up at these meetings? See, when they fail to do that, right, they don't know about the funds that these organizations manage to, pull together. A lot of these things got to go through the courts, through in front of a judge. You see where I'm coming from? In order for a lot of these organizations to even get done what they going getting done for these kids. So while I'm on this live, right, I want to give, a big shout out to Elizabeth Vargas, right, and Jose from the Hunting Park Green program, right, and I think I did maybe 2 or 3 lives of them, right, out here walking the streets of Hunting Park, having the kids, volunteer, and guess what? These kids, they're not just volunteering; they get paid for their time. So, I mean, could it be called volunteering? In reality, yeah, because you have to want to do it. So a lot of these kids don't care if you're paying them money; they don't want to do it. Right, and it's due to how they raised, right? So there's a lot of things that we're doing, right, that I could sit here and say that are making a difference. But the sad part is people want to give a blind eye. They don't even know what proposals get raised, which ones get shut down, which ones get approved. Folks don't show up to meetings, don't read updates, don't ask questions, but they'll hop on Facebook and complain for 3 hours straight. Baby, if complaining was a sport, some of y'all would be doing Olympic gold medals, right? And I ain't lying. Like, it's like people don't care, or maybe they care, but they're numb. Like, trauma will do that to you. Real shit. Make you feel like nothing matters because everything hurts. But we can't afford to be numb right now. Not even when our kids are out here forming mobs, running wild and turning the city into danger, into a danger zone. We can't sit back and act like this is normal. Do you think people are numb because... No, I'm gonna put it like this. Do y'all believe that people are numb, or do you think they're just like giving up on life, giving up in things? Like, how do we stop these teen gatherings when only a few people are united? Right? That's the $1 million question. Because the truth is, unity is powerful, but this unity is deadly. Like, when only a handful of people are fighting for change and the rest are, shrugging their shoulders, the problem grows faster. Right? It grows faster than the solution. And these kids, they see that. They feel that, they feel that they how can I say, they act out because nobody's acting for them. Like, why is it always the same people fighting for the whole community? As crazy as it sounds, right? Like, let's be real, man. These gatherings aren't, how can I say, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but if y'all can, man, like, put a 1 in the chat down below. Let us shorty know. I don't care if you on Twitch, YouTube. Like, let us shorty know if you're hearing me. But back to what I was saying. Right? These gatherings aren't just kids being kids. These gatherings are, how can I say, turning into riots, stampedes, shootings, chaos. Right? And the city keeps pretending like it's just a phase. Baby, this ain't no phase. This is a warning sign. A big, loud, flashing neon, all right, sign that says, y'all better get it together before it gets worse. And it's getting worse. Like, do you think the city is ignoring the problem or just scared to address it? At the end of the day, we can't keep pretending like, this is someone else's issue. This is our issue, our kids, our blocks, our summers, our future. And if only a few of us, are united, then those, how can I say, those few gotta get louder, stronger, and more intentional. As y'all can see, I try to hop on here, try to do a live as much as I can. All right. Besides just talking to the people in my community, going to these gatherings, going to these events. All right. Even if there's 3 people in the chat, even if there's 1 person, you see where I'm coming from? Man, look, listen, at the end of the day, I'm bringing awareness. Like, as crazy as it is, right? Once again, we got to be louder, stronger, and more intentional. Right? Because silence is feeding the fire. And baby, this summer already feels like, like it's already, it's already going to burn. Like we're walking, through the streets and the streets are flaming. Like we're walking through hell. What's one real step we can, take to stop these teen gatherings before, summer gets out of control? Like I feel like we keep saying these kids need guidance, but nobody's actually breaking down what that means. Guidance ain't just telling a kid stop doing dumb shit. Guidance is showing them how to, do better, where to go, who to trust, and what like how can I put it like this? And what their life, could look like if they choose a different path. Let me put it like that. All right. 'Cause I'm trying to remember how it was said to me, as a kid, what made me change, and not just me, but other people. All right. Like these kids ain't waking up choosing chaos. All right. They waking up with a blueprint, no mentor, no direction, and no damn hope. Basically, these games, social media platforms, all right, and much more. Like, how can we expect kids to choose better when nobody ever showed them what better even looks like? You good, baby? Like, it's crazy out here. One second.
Mhm.
Um, you good? Like, listen, we gotta be real, right? Half of these kids don't even have an adult in their life. All right. They don't have an adult who listens to them. They got parents who are stressed, overworked, traumatized, or just trying to survive. They got teachers hurt. They got teachers who are burnt out. They got a system that treats them like, a problem before they even become, how can I say, before they even become one.
Right.
So who's guiding them? TikTok, Instagram, the streets, hey, disaster. Like, do you think kids today have any real role models left? Now,
Mhm.
I want y'all to take a minute, all right? Because I don't think anybody's in the chat, so I'm gonna keep continuing, right? And then I'm gonna let young Riaz talk as soon as I'm done saying what I'm saying. All right. So, listen. Now let's talk about these safe spaces, or should I say, the lack of them? Because where exactly are these kids supposed to go? The rec centers are underfunded. The after school programs are full of shutdowns. All right. The parks ain't safe. The schools feel like, how can I say, prisons. And the community events, baby, those turn into crime scenes before the DJ even warms up. So, so what do the kids do? Like, they gather in the streets because that's what they do. They gather in the streets because they gather in the streets because that's the only space they got left. Like, how can we blame kids for being outside when we never gave
Mhm.
them anywhere else to be? And these teen gatherings, all right, they're happening everywhere. I did a live not so long ago talking about it, how it was happening in Detroit, Washington, D.C. There it's happening in Texas, it's happening here in Philadelphia, it's happening in New York, all right, it's happening in Ohio. Listen, it's happening in a lot of places, right? These teen gatherings, all right, these teen gatherings, they're not happening because kids are they're they're happening because kids are bored, unseen, and unheard. When you take away structure, opportunity, and community, you leave behind chaos, and chaos always fills the empty spaces. These kids are looking for, how can I say, these kids are looking for belonging, excitement, attention, and the streets are giving it to them faster than any. Hold on one second, Riaz. Listen, I want y'all to understand that the streets are giving it to them faster than any program has. Like, do y'all think that these gatherings are a symptom? I said, give me one second, Riaz, because I really I needed to get that out there. I'm gonna let you speak right now, right?
Okay.
And I'm asking these questions, right, because I've had these conversations with these parents out here, right? I try to bring solutions to the table when I go to these meetings, right? Um, and as crazy as it sounds, right? I get the feedback from the parents. I get the feedback from the people in the community. But you know what I don't see? I don't see the chairs filled up when these events happen. How do we stop the gun violence the things that are happening within our community, the corruption, the police brutality, and much more, if we're not even united. But my bad, Riaz. I had to get that out there, right? Because
I know.
my audio's going in and out for real. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
check it
why I
over
was
here.
trying to tell
Hold
you
on,
earlier.
Riaz.
I didn't mean
Parents, I
to
get
cut
the
you off on
feedback from
purpose.
people in the community, but you know what I don't see? I don't see the chairs filled up when these events happen. How do we stop the gun violence in the Yeah, it sounds fine over here. I'm checking on the other channel.
Oh, okay.
It sounds fine on YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe it's on StreamYard. But what you got to
Yeah,
say about this, Riaz?
I was gonna
Because
say I figure that makes
yeah, like
sense.
this topic, I was expecting more of
Oh,
like. Hold on one second. Hold on. I was expecting more, of the parents to come up on this, John, especially or somebody that's been in the streets. I want Riaz to speak his, his give his opinion and speak his mind real quick. But I'm expecting more people from, that actually are in these streets. Listen, Riaz, I don't mind his opinion, but he comes from a two-parent home. He's protected, and he's not thrown out to the wolves. He ain't walked these trenches. So I would love to get the perspective of those that have been out in the hood. But let me get what Riaz wants to, put out there. Let me listen to my young boy real quick, because sometimes he be spitting them gems, Joe. Go ahead, Riaz.
yeah. I was gonna say, based on what you said, I agree with you, but then also they'll add in the fact when they have no structure and they don't, no one showed them how to do something. No, it also for them as well. The kids also festers anger too, though. Actually, because they're not angry at. They're like pretty much angry at a world though that is not giving them the support that they need when they really needed it. And then yeah, then actually some people actually wonder why they are doing that though, and why they're so angry. Cause that's just how it is. Like over here as well, right? In South London type thing, though, down in the South London, right? A lot. They're like short tempered and they're angry type because the reason is though, right? Life is so tough for them to a point that you know that they have no choice but to be angry like that. Do they have a choice? Yes, but at the same time, they don't have the right ones, though, because at home, right, life is so tough that when they get to school and stuff, it's gonna be tough there. And that's why they're so angry and you have to start fighting. And the only resort for them in their mind is going to the streets and stuff. Because,
I mean, yeah,
there's
the
no way.
problems restore.
And also, though, a
But
lot of
my
shutting
bad.
down as well. I guess what about parks as well? A lot of parks are shutting down too, though. Literally, where I'm at, though, there was a park that I knew growing up and everything. They shut that down. And the community center near that park shut down.
Not over here. The parks ain't closed over here. But now there's closing down schools and programs that they're doing by the thousands.
Yeah.
The parks ain't closed. The parks are open. Shit, listen. But that's some real shit what Riaz was saying, guys. All right, and listen, we need more programs, not cute little, once a month programs, not the, not the come color and eat snacks program, mentorships, job training, sports, arts, therapy, conflict resolution, financial literacy, right? And entrepreneurship, coding, trades, internships, programs that actually build futures, not just babysit kids for 2 hours. What kind of programs do you think we would actually pull kids off the streets? And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what can. All right, why I could tell you why. The reason why I could tell you what the programs could actually pull these kids off the streets is because I'm listening to these kids. All right. And this is why I give a big shout out to Elizabeth Vargas and Jose again, from the Hunting Pep program here in Philadelphia. All right, that are, trying to get the kids off the streets, the teens. All right. They got them doing volunteer work. And guess what? When you hear volunteer work, you like, damn, all right, they doing that for free. Nope, not really. They get paid. They don't get paid a lot of money, all right, but they get some coins for helping out. You see where I'm coming from putting in that work. So there are actually programs out here that are, trying to, how can I say, that that they don't just depend on the government funds. They are actually putting money out their pockets and trying to make these things actually happen. But people are turning a blind eye once again. But that's the type of programs that we need. Like, what kind of programs do y'all think would actually pull these kids off the streets? Now, I've heard these kids say, right, that they want programs that actually listen to them, to pay attention, to what they're into. And that's why I'm saying what I say, and I've been saying it for the longest. I'm not going to stop fighting until I find a way, until, I build my board and I open up, I find the right location, which is around here, all right, the right location where I can open up a community center, all right, with all the all the things, the equipment that it needs, and the proper staff in it, so that these kids can get out these streets, all right? Because I got the right projects, I got the right ideas. They all say it. They listen, man. When it comes from them making some t-shirts, from them cooking, from them fixing cars, from them making music, to making movies, to writing books and much more. Kids love these ideas, but no one's helping them, no one's guiding them, no one's giving it to them. All right. So once again, we need more programs, not cute little once a month programs, not the, come color and eat snacks programs with me. I'm talking about real programs. All right. Once again, mentorship, job training, sports, art, therapy, conflict resolution, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, coding trades. All right. Internships, programs that actually build futures, not just babysit kids for, for 2 hours. All right. For 5 days out of the week. But here's the real problem. Only a few people are fighting for these programs. Only a few people are showing up to meetings. Only a few people are writing proposals. Only a few people are begging the city for funding. And the rest, they're scrolling, complaining, and shaking their heads like, they're watching a TV show instead of their own community falling apart. Why is it always the same handful of people trying to save the whole damn neighborhood? In the city, boy, they love to talk. They love to talk about, youth violence, but they don't want to invest in youth life. They'll fund police overtime before they fund a teen center. They'll build condos before they build safe spaces. They'll approve a stadium before they approve a mentorship program. All right. And then they wonder why these kids, are outside acting a fool. Like, do you think the city truly cares about the youth, or just the headlines?
They also don't even know also start they blame the music and stuff like that. You know, like some young guys, right? When younger people, right? When they make music based on what they grew up in, they're gonna blame the music and say like the music's doing this and that. But actually, they don't really realize though it's not the music that's doing that. It's actually the environment. It's environmental factors. Those that actually inspired that.
Yeah, they do that too. That's a fact. I agree with you. But
Yeah,
what's
they do.
crazy is, right,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, hold on, Riaz. Hold on, Riaz. What's crazy is that at the end of the day, you can't guide a kid if you don't give them, somewhere to go. And you can't give them somewhere to go if you don't guide them there. We need programs, we need unity, we need leadership, and we need people who actually give a damn. Because if we don't step up now, this summer is going to be hotter than hell. All right. The kids are going to be the ones, the kids are going to be the ones burning in it. Like, what's the first step we need to take to create real change for these kids? All right. Because at the end of the day, I feel as though, that these kids have no guidance, no safe spaces, no programs. You see where I'm coming from? I'm not even going to put it in the poll. All right. Whereas, and I'm going to keep asking y'all questions. But let me let Ria say what he got to say so that I can continue giving my commentary, guys. Because
yeah, I
he
kind
be
of
spitting some gems, y'all.
yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I agree with you. I'm actually personally in a program actually. It's like a life skills program, but it's like in a community based charity. So it's like this charity or something like that, and they just go get funding and stuff like that, and they get other people to fund
Uh huh.
me to do stuff. So and actually, they provide me the simple life skills. They just take me outside and they just teach me different things. So like spatial awareness training, everything basically. So it's a life skills program. 2 to 3 years I'm doing it. So this is the first year I'm doing it, like nearly 2 months. I think it's like June or July or something they finish. I think so, like 2 months or something. I got left of year one. After that, I move up to year two in September.
Mm, yeah,
So I got a program that I'm doing. So I left
and
education.
that's what we need. We need more programs.
Yeah.
We need a lot of that here in the UK. It don't matter where we at. These programs are needed. All right, and let's be honest. All right, look, listen, man. Social media is raising these kids more than their parents. All right, and I'm not talking about every parent, right? But if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. I ain't gonna sit here and argue with nobody that wants to put a label on their forehead that I did not put on. All right, I made the label, but if you decide to stick that bitch on your forehead, that's on you. All right, that's not on me. But we got to be honest, all right? Social media. Oh, and before I keep continue to say what I'm saying, look, listen. If what I say or what my guest says on the panel, if anybody in my chat says offends you, hey, look, listen. You can always exit left, all right? Make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with a good Lord split you. But we got to be honest. Social media is raising these kids more than their parents, their schools, or their communities ever could. These kids don't even make decisions based on real life anymore. Right? They make decisions based on views, likes, comments. They're out here doing dumb shit because they want to go viral, not because they're actually angry or actually beefing. Half the fights start online, and the other half start because somebody so record this. Social media got these kids perform. Why do you think these kids care more about going viral than stay alive? I'm gonna give it a minute before I can before I continue to say. I want to see if anybody is coming through saying anything. Nope. The chat is empty. Right. Give me a second, Riaz. I'm gonna let you speak up in 1 second. All right. And let's talk about how social media, hypes these teens gatherings. All right. One little post, everybody pull up. And that's why I become, I be telling a lot of these, social media content creators, man, these kids is watching. All right. They see these adults doing it. They think it's cool. They think it's real shit. They think it's real life. All right, one thing is, doing some shit because it's really, some real beef. But, this fake beef that they got, these little, fake scripts they making behind the scenes and all that shit, man. A lot of these content creators, man, they don't even dig it, man. As fast as you go up, right? The same way you go up, right? As fast as you go up, it's going to be the same way you go down. Fast as shit. Real shit. But what's crazy is that everybody, right? You say that one, you post that one little post, everybody pull up, and suddenly you got 300 kids in one spot with no supervision, no plan, no purpose, and no sense. It's like a digital bat signal for chaos. And the crazy part, right? The crazy part is that the kids don't even know each other. They just show up because they don't want to miss the moment, baby. The moment is turning into a mess every single time. When I walked out the door the other day, right, and I saw these gatherings, like I walked right in the middle of it. Then I pulled my phone out. All right, I wanted to make sure that everything was okay. But then I pulled my phone out. By the time I pulled my phone out, everything was already dying out. All right. Like I tell people, I'm not on this job for clout. I'm here to bring awareness. All right. I pulled my phone out. I talked about it a little bit on social media just to bring a little bit of awareness on it. All right, which made this being part two of me speaking about the teen gatherings the other day. All right, listen, a lot of people want views for different reasons. Some people want views, how can I say, because they want to get paid. Other people want people to click on their video because some of us just want to bring awareness. All right, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But these things, these teen gatherings are getting out of pocket. When I first walked out the door, when my nephew was telling me, yo, it's going down in the block, out his car and take out his nightstick, like to break up the gathering. I'm saying, oh shit is about to go down. But you know what happened? The kids started breaking up. They started running down the streets and all that. That's why when y'all see this live right here, you don't see so many kids piled up. All you see is more cop cars than anything because the kids ran. But these gatherings are going to get worse and worse, right? Like, here's the thing, all right? It ain't just social media. It's all of the above. No guidance, no safe spaces, no programs, no structure, no leadership, no accountability, no direction. When you mix all that together, you get a generation that's lost, bored, angry, and overstimulated. In the and in the streets, they're always open, always available, always ready to take. They're always ready to take in the kids. We failed to protect. How can we blame kids for being lost when the adults, dropped the map? They forgot the blueprint. Real shit.
Yeah,
Like, let's be real. These kids, my bad. You got a sign to say, Rios?
yeah, and I agree with you type thing though as well. I also just use famous example as well. You got ads as well. One half of the you know what happened to him growing up though, right? First, when Ad was younger, right? Both his parents split. First his grandfather passed away, both his parents split. His mom had to raise him alone. And his mom was too busy to watch him. She's too busy trying to work and provide for the both of them, though, that she didn't have time or she didn't have a direct line to contact him. So he was in and out the streets on his own, like literally as a 12-year-old, right? In those days, right? When he was 12 and stuff, he was like in
Mm-hmm.
that street life type thing because no one was watching him at home. And when he was at his friend's home, right? The parents just let them do everything. They were unsupervised, though. And now 29 type thing, he's different now, but that example though is of him being famous type of example I gave though is actually what actually really happened to him growing up. He was a bando baby because no one, like literally his like some, I think it was like some older guy though, older lady came up to Ad when he was younger and asked him, no, what is he doing so late in the street that time? And he said something about his I don't know. I can't remember what he said though, but it was something. But anyway, the point is though, yeah, I kind of get you on that type thing. It's a combination of everything actually. Wait, you're on mute though. I'm done.
Go ahead, Rios. Keep talking. I'm on the phone real quick. Keep talking. I'm listening
Oh,
to you.
okay. So yeah, basically though, that I just use a famous example because that's what happened to Ed though growing up actually. So I use the famous example because that is one example of something like that actually happening, you know, and yeah. So that was interesting as well, based on that as well. I know I'm from a two-parent home, very stable, fortunately well supported, and I'm well provided for, but I actually see how it is affecting other people type thing. Okay, also, yeah, I agree with you as well. The same people on the way up is on the way down too. So, you know, so yeah, I'm just fortunate enough that I have a program to attend to. Yeah, I have a program that I have to attend to, though, so I'm
I
fortunate
agree
enough.
with you. And that's why I'm saying that I agree with you. That's why I was saying what I'm saying. I've been saying. You see where I'm coming from? Because as crazy as it sounds, like your parents are very invested. You ain't gonna say even in your 20s, but you know where I'm coming from. But
Yep.
right now, like as crazy as it sounds, there's a lot of parents out here that are not invested in their kids.
Yeah,
You see where I'm coming from? Like,
I know
and we gotta be real. Like once again,
there are
we don't. These
people
kids
who,
don't have the safe spaces anymore. Hold, hold on, Reyes. Let me say it. Like these kids don't have safe spaces anymore. They don't have rec centers that stay open late. They don't have after school programs that keep them busy. They don't have mentors who check in. They don't have community events that feel safe. So what do? They create their own safe space, which ends up being a mob of teenagers in the middle of the street, acting like, how can I say, like they're bulletproof. And I know a lot of y'all have seen it, like, you know, and my question is like, Where are these kids supposed to go when the community gives them, nowhere to be? And the guidance, baby, the guidance is missing. Like, it's missing like socks in the dryer. These kids are being, raised by influencers who don't even raise their own kids. All right. They're being taught by memes, motivated by clout, and influenced by people who don't care if they live or die. All right. They don't have elders. They don't have OGs. They don't have structure. They don't, I'm gonna put it like this. All they got is Wi-Fi and trauma. That's it. Like, how do we expect kids to, act grown when nobody's taught them how to be human? All right. Like, let's not forget, all right? Let's not forget. Let's not forget the programs or the lack of them. We need programs. We act, that actually mean something. Programs that, teach skills, build confidence, create opportunities, and give these kids a reason, right, to dream bigger than the block. But instead, we got budget cuts. Meanwhile, the kids are outside creating their own entertainment, and it's dangerous. Why does the city invest in punishment but not the prevention? Right? Like, Riaz is speaking facts. I know he sees it in his community over there, right? But we see it more in our communities. Why we not standing up? Why we not speaking up? All right. As crazy as it sounds, I hear so many people pop their mouths here on social media, but yet in real life, all this stuff be happening. You see where I'm coming from? I don't know. I feel like they come on social media just to pretend like what's happening in real life. All right. It's not real. It's fake. But social media, yo, as crazy as shit is, social media is only, social media, all they do, I consider social media as, I'm gonna put it like this. Social media hype is gasoline. Lack of guidance is the match. Like, no safe spaces is the oxygen, and no programs. That's the whole damn, fire pit. So when people ask why are these team gatherings turning violent, baby, the answer is everything. It's the whole system failing at once, right? And the kids are the ones paying the price. Do you think the either way, we got to talk about it. We got to stop pretending like this is normal. All right. We got to stop acting like this is, just how kids are. No, this is a crisis. This is a warning. This is a generation screaming for help. All right. How can I say, in the loudest, most chaotic way possible. And if we don't step up, if we don't, unite, if we don't create real solutions, this summer's going to be hotter than hell. And we're all going to feel the burn, not just the kids. All right. Because I know that growing up, we've seen some shit. Right. But as crazy as it sounds, there were communities, there were villages that were actually there for these kids trying to guide them. Sometimes shit got out of control. You see where I'm coming from? But the parents weren't scared of the kids. But in this era, parents are scared of their kids. These kids are roaming and running the streets. And shout out to the parents that are trying their best, that are standing 10 toes down, that stand on business, when it comes to their kids, that actually go out there and look and be like, oh shit, I didn't even know this existed, but let me put my kid in here. That talk to their kids, that try to understand their kids. You see where I'm coming from? All those parents, really, they exist, but it's like the limelight is more shown to the parents that don't give a fuck about these kids. Some real shit. Riaz, I don't know if you got anything else to say, but I gotta make a quick run.
Okay.
So if you want to add something to it before I give my final conclusion, man.
No,
Because listen, people, I know they're not gonna pay
if we
attention to
gotta
this.
go, if
Right?
we
I'm gonna cut this John up and upload it. What you say?
I'm saying is that if we gotta go, I say my final thoughts and then we can go.
Yeah, that's what I said. You got some final thoughts to say.
Oh, my final thoughts is yeah, good stream, and this is interesting topic type thing, and yeah, I agree with you though, based on what you're saying, no, and also, everyone else, please leave a like, comment, share, and connect to the host and me and everyone else who's here, support everyone here, and actually, share the stream to everyone else though, so they may find it and actually, find, they can spread it. So, to, so yeah, I'm pretty much done. I'm done now.
I'm gonna do a part 3 on the weekend. That way, when I do it on the weekends, I could actually go 5, 6 hours, 7 hours, and stuff like that. Right now, my time is up because I went over the 2 hour limit. So,
Okay.
I appreciate you, Young Riaz, man. Shout out to my young boy. Let me put his song on real quick before I give my conclusion. Let me see. Is this song on this strong? I gotta find it real quick. Hold on, hold on. I'm about to find it. Give me 1 second. I'm about to play my young boy song. Where's this song at? I gotta play my young boy song. Is it on here? No. It's gotta be up here. Type. Well, shout out to Young Rios. Who's in the private chat? I don't see nobody else back here. That was Young Rios himself. I'm dead. I ain't noticed that Jonathan now. But shout out to my young boy. This is for my young boy right here.
That. So it's alright.
Shout out to you, Young Rios. This for you.
Riders for life. Witness the movement. Witness the grace. This is for a young king taking his place. Young Riaz, let's go. Young Riaz, a shining light on the stage, writing his name on a brand new page. Autism's a chapter, a part of his story, but nothing can dim his incredible glory. Across the screen and through the air, a golden spark, he's everywhere. He's shifting how the vision flows, changing every soul he knows. A champion without a ceiling, giving us that winning feeling. Just like you and just like me, he's chasing the person he's destined to be. With a spirit that soars and a heart that is big. He's owning the moment in every gig. New colors on a different lens, where every limitation ends. He's painting pictures in the sky to show us how to truly fly. Through the climb and the triumph alike, he's the thunder and the lightning strike, breaking down walls, making obstacles small, showing the world he's the greatest of all. One rhythm for the human race, a smile upon a fearless face. He's the bridge between the stars, breaking every mental bar. Across the screen and through the air, a golden spark is everywhere. He's shifting how the vision flows, changing every soul he knows. Champion without a ceiling, giving us that winning feel. With courage and grace, he's standing so tall. The teacher who's showing the way to us all. A sacred space where his power is shown. Young Riaz is claiming the throne. Young Riaz, the future is bright. Riders for life, and that's on everything.
Shout out to my young boy, man. I appreciate the support and everything you've done on this, for this channel.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all, man. Look, listen, man. I'm about to end this live, but before I end this live, all right, I'm gonna give my final conclusion. But give me a second, guys, because I gotta do this real quick. All right, before I end the live, I gotta listen. Give me 1 second. Hold on, because we've been talking about gun violence and all that shit, man. Let's replay the song real quick. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm tangled in the damn chords. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, they track us from the cradle to the grave, but they can't lock down the soul. Listen close. They say that every case across the table is a done deal. Just another name, another tragic loss that none feel. But they don't see the shadows creeping in the dark, or how a single soul can completely lose its spark. You know what's crazy? The minute you bleed into existence, they catalog your essence with bureaucratic persistence. They take your fingerprints, map out your identity, locking down your profile for the rest of the century. They harvest your DNA, your blood samples from birth, ink and footprints and toe prints to calculate your worth. A complete biological sample, every piece inside your frame. Filing who you are before you even get a name. We're cutting right through the static and the lies, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. We're tearing down their fortified walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls. We are the authors of the truth they try to erase, shattering the chains in this dark, twisted place. Yeah, Yet when a crime is committed and the streets run cold, we're forced to buy the narratives and cold cases sold. It takes them decades just to solve a single one, leaving justice stranded underneath the forgotten sun. With all this advanced technology we hold today, why is the truth so hard to find and easy to delay? It's time to reclaim our power, time to make a choice and build a brand new blueprint to amplify our voice. It was left behind for us to notice and retrieve. A legacy of strength that they want us to disbelieve. But only a chosen few have unlocked the secret code inside the ancestral maze where the mysteries unfold. Wake up! Wake up! They got the files, but they close their eyes. We are the answer that they can't disguise. Crash the database, break the paradigm. No more waiting on a lifetime to solve a crime. We're tearing the veil, we're exposing the grid, bringing to light everything that they hid. They got the samples, but we got the key, unlocking the force of our own destiny. Cutting right through the static and the lies, igniting the fire where the cold system dies. Tearing down that fortified walls, reclaiming the kingdom before the curtain falls.
Alright, my bad. But listen, man, we want to end this live. Alright. But I'm not going to end it without saying this. Alright. Tonight wasn't just talk. Alright. It was truth. We peeled back the layers of what's really happening out here. And it's deeper than gun violence, deeper than, team gatherings, deeper than the chaos we keep seeing. Alright. It's about pain, neglect, and a generation screaming for guidance while the world scrolls past, their cries. I said it before, and I'll say it again. We can't keep blaming the youth when the adults drop the map. We gotta rebuild the village, not just repost the tragedy. So as the summer heats up, I want y'all to remember this. Every time you see a kid wilding out, ask yourself, what did they need that nobody gave them? Every time you hear about another shooting, ask, what could have stopped it before it started? Because awareness without action is just noise. And we've had enough noise. We need programs, we need mentors, we need safe spaces, and we need people who actually give a damn. Not for clout, not for credit, for change. Because if we don't fight for these kids, we're going to lose them to the same streets that raised them. So tonight, I'm challenging every viewer, every parent, all right, every leader, every neighbor, do something, speak up, show up, be the example, because the next generation is watching and they're learning, all right, from what we do, what we say. And if nobody told you today, you matter, your voice matters, and your effort matters. All right, we can't fix everything overnight, but we can start somewhere. So thank you, for rocking with me. Thank you, for thinking with me. And thank you for being a part of, a space that doesn't just talk about change. I mean, I left the link down below, but, the only one brave enough to hit the link tonight was, young Riaz. But like I said, thank you for being a part of a space that doesn't just talk about change. We demand it. Until next time, stay aware, stay safe, and stay ready. And Philly, man, I love my city, but the people in it make me, wake up like Homer Simpson choking bark. I love my city. So, Philly, man, get it together, I love y'all. Let's protect our youth and bring peace back to the streets. If it's possible. If it's possible. Till next time, man, I'm shorty out.
Yeah. We hold the pen, we're writers for life. We write the matrix and step in the light. Yeah. Look, social media gonna be the death of many. Painful price for life, not worth a penny. Took me a minute to realize the truth inside the lies. What I see on here is just a bigger illusion in disguise. The one we face in real life, when we open up our eyes, break the illusion, we tearing down the screen. Tonight, step out the shadows, we stepping into blinding light. No digital chains gonna hold down how we fight. Yeah, we stand tall, we step into the light. Watch how you talk when you look at the paradigm. When I look around, it feels as if the ground is shifting fast. Every time I wake up, the reality doesn't last. It's a different dimension, waking up into a maze. Same world, different time, trapped inside the digital craze. Stuck in the middle of a maze that's spinning out of bounds. And I'm living in the past, present, future, all at once. While these clones on the screen keep on acting for the front. What would that mean? I astro projected out into the dark, leaving my body behind just to try and find a spark. Maybe I'm out of my mind, drifting way past the line. Straight out of North Philly, where the weak don't survive. You typing on the phone just to feel like you alive. Broke in the spirit, and you broke in the bank. Trying to talk heavy to a literal tank. You a straight corner phantom, you a digital ghost, crying in your bedroom while you doing the most. I'm from the pavement, the bricks and the block. You get your feelings hurt the minute that I talk. A certified clown with a verified name, but you broke in real life and you losing the game. I will step on your neck, leave you stuck in the dirt. Go delete your account cause your feelings are hurt. So I say, fuck the haters and shout out to the real ones. The ones standing 10 toes down when the deal comes. So many people on here hiding right behind the screen, thinking they run everything, acting heavy and mean, but they just keyboard warriors talking loud for a crowd. And deflecting all of these insecurities because they fear it. They can't stand the mirror I pull in front of their spirit. Insecure creatures, you look desperate and small. I could step on you and forget you ever existed at all. No got footprint left behind when the curtains finally fall. You wanted the stage, you a rat in the trap, you a bird in a cage. I don't play with the internet, I'm from the blocks where we shut down the talkers and open the box. You a whole joke, living life for a click while I'm real in the flesh and you never been sick. Keep my name out your mouth before you get erased. Ain't no filter on earth that can save your whole existence. I'm the nightmare you get when you step off the net, a permanent mark that you'll never forget. Go and cry to your followers, tell them you black, cause I buried your pride and I did what I said. They chasing ghosts, but we both are. We building up the foundation behind with the digital hallucination. The ink is dry, we writing the whole design. Stepped off the screen, now we taking what is truly mine. Yeah, we stand tall, we're writers for life, and that's on everything.